相変わらずやかましい奴らだ。
今度は背中合わせで行くわよ。
よっしゃ、第7班ここに復活だってばよ。
相変わらずやかましい奴らだ。
今度は背中合わせで行くわよ。
よっしゃ、第7班ここに復活だってばよ。
相変わらずやかましいやつらだ。
今度は背中合わせでいくわよ。
よっしゃ第7班ここに復活だってばよ。
相変わらずやかましいやつらだ。
今度は背中合わせでいくわよ。
よっしゃ第7班ここに復活だってばよ。
相変わらずやかましいやつらだ。
今度は背中合わせで行くわよ。
よっしゃ第7班ここに復活だってばよ。
相変わらずやかましいやつらだ。
今度は背中合わせで行くわよ。
よっしゃ第7班ここに復活だってばよ。
go time. It's go time. Let's go, let's go. We stepping into the room, y'all feel the energy boom. Enemies doom, we shut them in like a tomb. Spectators safely assume we are the winning team. Got our eyes locked on that victory. Give it all and the rest is history. We the best and there ain't no mystery. No mystery, It's go time, the whole time. It's show time, let them know time. It's go time, the whole time. Scoring goals time, let them know time. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. We are the champions. We are the champions. We are the champions. It's go time.
Welcome to the penultimate clash of MPL LATAM Season 3. Two Titans remain in the lower bracket and only one will rise to the challenge for the crown. 9Z have carved their path here with dominance and discipline, while Corinthians are battling through a heartbreak, chasing redemption. It's now or never. It's legacy or elimination. This is the lower bracket finals. Welcome everyone. My name is Kronos and joining me is the one and only Vey as we are live for MPL LATAM Season 3.
Of course, we are waiting for the last slot to be filled for grand finals next week. And we're definitely excited to see one of the top teams to duke it out. And of course, the two amazing Filipino imports coming in the LATAM region to dominate. Or will they have to go home in their first season after this transfer?
It's exciting times, Vey. I'm telling you, Corinthians, well, if I think in their minds, they must, of course, somewhere deep down inside, they're a little heartbroken when it comes to showing what they can do. But on the other side, I think 9Z Globant, they just want to run and gun with whatever they have. And in the back of their minds, Corinthians are looking to already face Influence Rage for their revenge, for their redemption. But they gotta go through the Argentinians Giants first.
And of course, it will not be an easy fight today. It's an amazing best of 7 series. Only one series, but all action-packed. And of course, a lot of action being brought into MLBB today because we have an amazing collaboration with Naruto Shippuden to become the Hokage in your ranked games with Naruto and also MLBB. For those who haven't downloaded the game, you guys are missing out. Don't forget to just check it out on the Apple Store or even the App Store, and even get on a QR code right there. Ooh. So don't forget to go scan it and get your amazing skins.
Yeah, and not just that. If you want to go and talk about tournaments and building a community after you get those skins, after you download the game, you got to head to communitygaming.io. Why? Because it's the path to becoming an esports player, and it's professional as well. They have all solutions in one stop, and you got to make sure you check that out as well. communitygaming.io right now.
Don't forget, with amazing tournaments, of course, you want to have amazing skins. The only way to get a saver discount also is by Bronoxus.com. You guys can top up and get your diamonds there because we have a secret code just for you guys. It is BNXMPL3. You get a 5% discount only on that website, so don't forget to check it out and go grab your diamonds.
Telling you, man, not just fast, super secure, super safe, also on that 5% discount, bro, for the MLBB skins. It's gonna be super important. But you know what, after you get that, you want to look MVP, right? You got to look MVP, not just in the game but in your photos as well, because that's what people will be looking at. You got to pose, man, hit that esports pose and all that. So to get there, you got to make sure you get that Techno Canon 40 series. Why? Because it has the snapshot feature that freezes the action in motion and will bring everything to life, and you want to make sure you get that Techno Canon 40 series. MVP in the game, MVP in your photos.
And of course, the only MVP in our hearts today. Techno Carbon 40 series, I love you so much. Once again, thank you so much for these sponsors for supporting MPL LATAM Season 3 today. We couldn't have done it without you at all. Well, after those amazing sponsors coming in, we also have an amazing packed day for today. Best of 7 series. Kronos, what do you think about this?
Best of 7, I'm telling you. The first best of 7 for MPL LATAM Season 3. And then it's the grand finals. It is going to be a grueling battle. It's going to be intense. It's going to be fast-paced. And it's going to have a lot of factors coming into play. They need momentum. And we know first game victories mean a lot. But I feel like in this one, whoever wins game number 2 will definitely have a slight bit of an advantage, because they will be able to change and break the momentum. And if I were Corinthians, if I were the coach of Corinthians, if I'm part of the Corinthians squad, I'll be telling my teammates like, hey guys, we need to get back-to-back wins, because that's gonna be a different scenario if you let 9Z Global take over.
And right now, as I've said before, it is only a 1 series for today. A best of 7 is between 9Z Globan and also Corinthians. And even looking at the knockout brackets for Season 3, it is already an amazing and a long road up ahead to all of these teams. And we're finally in the last day of playoffs. This means only 1 slot left for grand finals. Only 1 slot left for MSC. So, you really gotta take that spot. It's all up for grabs, only for Corinthians and also 9ZG right now.
1 slot left. 1 ticket is already cut, bro. 1 more ticket is left. And guess what? The worst part about being... Okay, let's start with the best part, right? The best part about playing this match is you get a slot to the MSC. The worst part, if you lose... your entire season you've been trying and fighting for that 1 spot. It doesn't happen if you lose. And of course they want to prevent that from happening, and one of the teams that's going to prevent that from happening are a regular season leaderboard. The top team, 9Z Global, Arctic, Hydon Bush, Shin, Irvin, and Yer are going to be representing the Argentinian squad.
Of course, amazing players, still the same. A lot of mix and match here and there. A lot of pop-up of new heroes, like the showcase of an export coming in, and even the Yushin Sin being brought up for this week. So we're going to see what are the keys to victory by Bornoxus here for 9Z Global. Keep the gold laner comfortable during the draft. Pressure the opponent early to gain advantage in the early game, and Baksha is a good option against the opponents, either in the EXP lane or even the jungle. This is a trend set by them.
Yeah, and I think not just the fact that it's a trend set by them, but also if you look at yesterday's match, 9Z Global, they won a lot of games with it, yes, but Corinthians, they did not fare well against the Baksha, did they? It was the bane of their existence in every single match when they went against Influence Rage, and Influence Rage just got a better draft. And I'm not gonna lie, I spoke to Coach Blackjacks after the match. I told him, hey, congratulations. The draft was absolutely mind-blowing. And you know what he said? He said that it was something that they've been practicing for a long time, so they put a lot of effort. We will see if Corinthians do the same, because now we have a video coming to you your way from 9Z Global.
Lo piqueo. Es un amigo de un ex equipo y lo conozco y sí, me cae muy bien, es un jugador muy bueno.
Lo piqueo porque tengo buena relación con él y yo creo que es un amigo bastante bueno también. Sí. Ahora. Yo sinceramente lo baneo porque me parece que hay muchos equipos mejor que él actualmente y nada.
Yo también lo baneo porque ya siento que pasó su boom ahora, como que se quedó bastante abajo.
No, baneo a veces porque solamente usura.
Sí, yo también lo baneo porque no es alguien que te pueda llegar a traer problemas.
Lo piqueo porque me parece un oro bastante bueno, que mejoró bastante con el tiempo y lo piqueo.
Yo también lo piqueo, pero me gustaría cruzármelo en una de estas fechas más recientes.
Not bad, huh?
Pick our bands. Not bad.
You know what they said? Yeah, towards the end, about year, if I'm not wrong. Was that year in the end? Yeah, they're like, yeah.
If I'm
Not year,
not
not
mistaken,
year.
yeah.
It's not year. It was Fury, right? For Fury. Towards the end, it was Fury. And they were like, yeah, I'll pick him. He's improved quite a lot. And then you could see that the other team definitely want to go against him as well. So showing that there is respect there for Influence Rage already. And they've made it to the top. And they are, of course, your first team from MPL LATAM to get to the MSC. A ticket's already cut for them. But you know what? 9Z Globant want to take that stage. And who do they have to go against? It is Corinthians, Vey.
And of course, Hesu, Flick, Frost, Lanave, Luis, and Upatizi. The lineup that we see that struggled against Influence Rage, they are definitely bringing their A game for today because they are hungry for revenge, hungry for power. Because if they win this, technically in Grand Finals, it is a rematch, a chance to rewrite history. So, hey, only one chance to go because we're going to see the keys to victory by Bonoxus here for Corinthians. Be careful with opponents' flex picks in the draft. Kimmy or Selena mid could be an interesting option and bring aggressive heroes to the gold lane. Ooh.
Upatizi, you gotta give him the benefit of the doubt. You want to make sure he's able to dominate the lane, because if he's not able to dominate the lane, then your late game insurance is just cut in half, right? Then Flick is forced to play more aggressive, and we know that they like to play the Selena in the mid lane. They like to play Kimmy in the mid lane. And I'm not gonna lie, we're not gonna see Kimmy come out this game in the hands of Frost and Nabe 100%, because 9Z Globant are going to ban it out. So they definitely don't want to see that. But you know what we want to see though? Hey, what Corinthians have to say. They also have a video, guys. Let's see what's coming in store. Let's see.
Tá, rapaziada, agora a gente vai fazer uma brincadeira que chama Comida Top Meta. Ela se resume em a gente falar o que a gente mais prefere comer, nossa comida favorita enquanto a gente joga. Normalmente quando eu tô no treino assim, eu gosto de comer algo que, tipo assim, que eu possa sujar a mão, porque como é treino é campeonato, então tá suave. Então eu gosto de comer aquele cheeto, sabe, de requeijão.
Isso daí sujar a mão, não?
Não, então, pode sujar a mão, no treino. Quando eu tô no campeonato assim, eu gosto de comer um amendoim japonês, que eu acho que é melhor.
Quando eu tô jogando, eu gosto de comer a bala fininha, mano.
Mano, é doce, tipo...
Mas bala fina é muito boa, não suja a mão.
Mas o quê? No treino, no campeonato mesmo?
Pô, em qualquer lugar, muito bom, né não?
E beber? Eu prefiro energético dá ânimo, assim.
Só bebo água.
Ah, pelo amor de Deus, geração saúde, mano. Mas valeu aí.
Now I'm hungry, Kronos.
You just say candy, bro. You get hungry. You got such a sugar craving all the time. I'm telling you guys, she got a lot of sugar craving. But I think what I like about the fact that they're like, what do you like to drink? I like energy drinks. But you know what? He said he just wants water. That's it. Because why? He is the roamer. He needs to stay hydrated so he can think. And Luis is going to be one of the head-to-heads going with Irvin from 9Z Globant.
Luis and Erwin both are strong, but so far though 9Z Globant still dominates in most of these numbers from the KDA, damage per minute, gold per minute, and even tanking a lot of the moments from in the game. And this is accumulated over the whole season. So since 9Z Globant has a little less games, not rather than Corinthians, but still those amazing stats are on an average of this. Just showcases why they're number one in the league.
I agree. They showcase why they're number one for a particular reason, and I think we're gonna find out later on if they can keep that spot, if they can get to the grand finals as well, because that's gonna be the main thing. We're super excited, man. We're at the penultimate stage of a 3-month-long tournament. MPL LATAM is bringing you the best action right now. We're at the top 3 teams. Influence Rage already got their ticket. They're gonna get their passport stamped. The only other team now will either be 9Z Globant or Corinthians. And Vey, prediction time. What did you predict, bro?
Okay. For me, since it's a best of 7, 4-1. But for Corinthians.
Oh my god! Look at the audience prediction! It's a dead 50-50. We've never had this entire season, have we? I don't think we've ever seen a proper 50-50 down the middle. This is going to be anything. It could go any way. I'm saying 4-2 towards Corinthians because of their performance. But I think 9Z Globant, they're 50% on their side for a reason.
Okay, 4-2 is an interesting thing. I think we only have one difference of a game, so let's see. It'll be fast, will it be not? Because it's definitely going to be cooking. Because we have 2 chefs later on the stage. One here on the desk, and one later on the phone.
They're gonna be cooking, all right. He's gonna be cooking in the land of Dawn. Chef Flick, we'll see it happen, because he definitely does it well. But 9Z Globant on the other side, if they get their hands on some of those comfort picks, some of those cheese picks, those picks have been so cheesy that it's just not the right time for them to keep showing. It's becoming more of a staple, right, Vey?
Okay. Again, what we've talked about yesterday, you can be creative. It is encouraged, yes, but you can't really force it. There's a certain limit for you to go head to head with the draft, because you also need to like get grounded to yourself against the opponents later on. Because sure, it is a cheese pick, but if your opponents are able to adapt on the fly or even adapt to what you've already showcased the days before, so technically, as you mentioned, Kronos, it's already a staple. But will that happen today or not?
Or not? That's the biggest question. You gotta put that benefit of the doubt, bro. I'm telling you, it can be possible. It cannot. Today is all up to chance. You might as well just flick a coin, and then you're gonna see what's gonna happen, because it could go any way. 50-50 is what the audience predicted.
Okay, and we are definitely coming in to the drafting phase of game number 1 today. Kronos, any wishes that you want to see? Any heroes you want to see pop up?
Kimmy gotta go. 9Z Global gotta take off that Kimmy. If they want to have a chance, this Kimmy has got to go. Second phase, Corinthians take out the Yisun Shin. And now I think the fight's either going to be for the Joy. The Joy again is going to come out. Joy and Kimmy is going to be the bans on the side of 9Z Global. Corinthians get to play around a little bit because they're on the blue side. Now, I don't think they're going to respect ban the Yisun Shin right off the get-go, but they definitely have to take out that Phoveus. That Phoveus is super annoying right now, and they cannot give it in the hands of Arctic. He has been an absolute monster coming through from the other side. So I think that definitely has to be respected. They take away the Hayabusa. That means Joy is going to come out here now.
Okay, so far I think it is a very stable pinpoint of whoever gets the Phoveus could actually put up a higher or create another gap against these teams, because I really like to see Corinthians to pull up a lot of setups from the side of Hesu and also Luis to just work together, because sadly it wasn't really showcased from the match that we've seen yesterday. So I really like to see those moment-making plays if ever can. So even though the Baksha is getting closed out, probably the Phoveus, but I would really like to see that Badang Gatot Kacha combination if ever.
But you know what? The Badang Gatot Kacha combination is something that Corinthians can go for. But this Baxia ban coming through means that either Joy or Suyo or Kimmy is gonna be left open. One of the, two out of the three, and I think here they're okay giving away the. I mean, to be honest, I don't know what they're gonna be okay with. Either give it the Kimmy or they're gonna give away that Joy. And I told you, Phoveus has got to go because he's such a tanky hero. Arctic just plays this so well and it's a pure respect ban, given the fact that Arctic is so, he's like a one-trick Phoveus, man. I cannot say how good his Phoveus has been this entire season, and we saw a glimpse of it yesterday. I'm telling you, there's got to be joy of the Kimmy.
Okay, but turns out it is a little fox getting banned out. Okay, since you want to close off the Luoyi possibility, you also want to close off the Chip possibility. This opens a lot more picks later on. Even looking at side by side, both of these amazing roamers, they both play good on the Kalia, they both play good on the Gatot Kacha, but it also narrows it down if ever they can pair it well with their EXP. And Kimmy getting picked up by Corinthians, a Kalia Harito, instant lockdown for 9Z Globen.
I like this Kalea Harith pick. They get to play around with it a lot. They have a pick off. That means the Kimmy is forced on a Purify. Now they just need someone with an AoE, and then next thing you know, Kimmy's gonna have some trouble. And I'm looking at a Gatot Kacha right now instantly, right? Because that Gatot Kacha is gonna be such a nuisance for Corinthians to deal with. So I feel like they have to pick it up now and also get the Joy. Because the third pick on 9Z Globe is gonna be that Suyo. They have to lock in a jungler, otherwise Hiran Bush is going to have a hard time. They're going to ban out the Suyo, they're going to ban out the Isun Shin, and then he's going to be left with limited options. Here, Joy is coming through. We know that it's Flick staple, and maybe just a... Oh, they go for the Granger, our double marksman. We've seen this before.
Ooh. Okay, it works well for both Corinthians and also 9Z Globen, but since you already opened up the Joy and the Granger, all damage dealers trio is already there. For 9Z Globen though, picking up the Tulsin and also banning out the Gatot Kacha is a really good move so far. I feel Corinthians want to really go aggressive on this first game, but is this the right move to not pick up a quote-unquote frontliner first? Or like a body first.
No, you're right. I agree. There's Jushin. I don't. For Corinthians as a frontliner, yes, they should have picked it up. But I think that Granger pick kind of solidifies their backline as well. But for 9Z Globen that you mentioned about Jushin, this Jushin is kind of out of place, if you ask me, right? Who are you really looking to take down at this point? Yes, you're going to deal with the frontliners, and that's going to be either a Hilda could come through, and I think Corinthians probably going to ban out the Hilda now so that the Joy is having a slightly easier time. But then, who's this Jushin really going to target? Joy's just going to run circles around you. Granger has the Death Sonata for poke. Kimmy has a lot of mobility already. So I don't really see why Jushin's been picked up. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Maybe towards the second phase of the draft.
We're going to see a little bit more and a wider perspective of that. And 9Z Globen sniffed out that no setups. You want to close that off as early as possible if ever you can. No Badang Gatot Kacha. I'm actually shocked they banned it out both instantly. And going to the last ban now for Corinthians. If ever... What could be fun here? Jungler should be okay. Ban out the Suyo if you want.
Suyo.
So at least
yeah, Suyo's gotta go. Suyo is a really good shout. I think Suyo is a good ban coming through for their side. Because, hey, you know, while we're at it, while we were looking at the Suyo, I feel like that's our Brazilian caster's favorite hero, if I'm not lying. Because feels like they just came in all of a sudden and they said hi. So if you want to say hi to the Brazilian casters, go to the Brazilian stream. It's MLBB BR Esports, and the same thing with the Spanish as well, SE Esports for it. And you can go say hi to Cast as well as Dex, and also go and say hi to Bane and Enrique, if I'm not wrong. So here, the final ban, I'm not really sure what it is, but I feel like X-Borg is being picked up.
Okay, we are getting a export pickup here for 9Z Globen and a confirmation of Corinthians' last ban is a Yishun Shin. So still they respect a lot for Hiran Bush. For Corinthians though, two thick bodies need to be picked up, Hilda and Hylos. This is a very aggressive draft, you know, like
I told you.
No stoppers. It's just all going in the front, Kronos.
What? Hey, run and gun style, baby. I like it. Corinthians are going for it. I told you, Hilda's gonna pop up. It definitely has to, and that's why I feel like 9Z Global went for the X-Borg a little early, knowing that there's gonna be tanky heroes on the other side who are looking to dive in. They didn't care about I feel like 9Z Global could have also gone for the Hilda, just because now you kind of get to stop the Joy a little bit. But when you go to the Granger or the Kimmy, you're gonna get melted down. 2 marksmen, a little difficult to play the Hilda. But Hilda on the other side though, whichever jungler comes through is gonna have a hard time. Yours gonna have a hard time. Hylos has a lockdown. The only thing left was a Suyo. So that kind of doesn't come as a surprise to me. But I feel like this X-Borg will be a bit of a game changer.
Good read on that, Kurdos. Of course, already getting picked up here. I feel it's a little bit safer on an approach for 9Z Globin about their drafts. Even though you feel that the Jusin is a little bit out of place, but I kind of get it in some way to at least you want to try to shoo away the Hilda and also the Hylos. At the same time, Corinthians though, run and gun, baby. That's the theme for today. Because the first and the second game, momentum boost, a good mentality setup. You really want to see that for an early gain. So of course, you want to pop off a little bit early for the first game of the day.
Yeah, they definitely need to find a way to pop it early. Because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're down to the final battleground before the finals. And it's all on the line. 9Z have been tearing through the lower bracket with fire in their eyes after a 3-1 dominant victory. But now standing in their way, a wounded giant, Corinthians, hungry for redemption and one step away from revenge. This is the lower bracket finals of MPL LATAM Season 3. And only one team survives.
Only one slot left for grand finals. Only one ticket left for MSC. Either the main stage or the wild cards. It's all up for grabs here between Corinthians and also 9Z Global. A good start there in the early mid lane control if you really wanted to do that. But at the same time, the potential of diving in for an objective is clearly very open for both sides of the team.
Yeah, and you can see like both teams are feeling each other out. No risks yet, but you can feel slowly the tension is building.
Building it quite well, actually, even with this dive. Goodness.
No, they spoke about risk, but they want to take it. You can see 9Z Global might give away first blood. Irvin is the first to fall as the rotation is made from Luis and Upatizi on the bot side. But Hesu, I told you about it off stream, Hesu is going to be a game changer tonight.
And definitely setting on a good footing because Hide on Bush is the next target here between two players. Okay, Flick.
Flick. He has the rhythm. He has the beats unlocked. Doesn't go in. Doesn't want to get to and force the kill just yet.
But that's a good way to unlock your 4th level, and it in a short nick of time, getting that electrifying beats was just pretty good. Trying to get 1 level up against Hide on Bush on the Suyo. But so far right now, they really got to focus back on their jungling patterns because all eyes on deck for that turtle. Even though down at the bottom lane, Upatizi getting suppressed.
He's taking out so low and he's get bursted thanks to the rotation coming in from Hide on Bush. And you can tell 9Z Global want to test Corinthians early, right? That's why they've been so aggressive, and why not? They're riding the hot momentum, but the momentum might just be burst down. Flick is there on the bot side, gets Hide on Bush. Meanwhile, the turtle pit as well. Louise just cannot tank Arctic because he is doing some true damage as Shin is able to pick up that kill.
And slowly by surely, 9Z Global, they still dominate on that area for that turtle pit. But because of those kill trade-offs, it kind of slows down their jungling patterns. But Hide on Bush is definitely coming in. Korea,
Tsunami Slam came through on towards Frostlanave, but you can see the Purify is there. At the same time, Hide on Bush is able to get the Retribution. Arctic with the last insanity gets out of harm's way. Irvin right now taking a lot of damage, but Flick with the electrifying beats gets one, and now they get one in the hands of Frostlanave, looking for the second. Shin goes down. Double kill in the hands of Frost, and you can tell that Corinthians are sticking to a textbook early rotation. This is a veteran team that does not panic.
And we'll go aggressive, of course. Again, first game right now to showcase how aggressive they can be. Run and gun style works pretty well with this lineup and also the heroes that they've already picked up. And so far, they checked all of the early conditions. You still gotta maintain it for the early though, because 9Z Global is definitely up for fights because Ur is on that Harith.
You're definitely wants 9Z Global wants to be the fights, right? Like you mentioned, Yur's on the Harith. He can dominate the lane. He has been. Upatizi needed some help. He didn't get any kills yet, but slowly spiking to his power spike. Once he gets there, he's gonna start hurting.
And you wanna try to rack up those damage and also gold in the midst of that, but at the same time 9Z Global, they are really back on the centrist line of that mid lane, because if not, it's going to be a problem here.
Yeah, and you can see right now, they go through with that Tsunami Slam, missing up thanks to the Revivify, but at the same time, you can see Jesus is in the back line, a little too deep, but the Revitalizes pop. Here comes the Crimson Beacon as well, Glorious Pathway to run away. And you can see Corinthians' map pressure is already showing they're not here to wait, man. They're here to punch first. They want first blood. They want the first game.
And definitely because of this, an early good mat condition, they want to dictate the path. They want to dictate the even in game. So one way or another, if you see a moment you want to fight, you go and get that fight, because Hesu is definitely opening up some windows and clearing up some ways for 9Z Global to be suppressed down, to let go of that neutral objective freely for Corinthians.
Yeah, and I think Corinthians are starting to tighten their grip on these objectives, right? They're slowly starting to pick it up, and this is where their experience kicks in. And this is where 9Z Global as well have to believe in themselves to show that they have it at the same time.
But at the same time, looking at them, how they want to try to showcase this rotation-wise, both can still go on with that pattern. If anybody's on the mid, they want to focus in on the mid. If everybody want to roam down here and there, they can still match that pace. Because as much as the Kalia and also Rusi on the Hilda can be as fast as that, still, they want to fight for 9Z Global. If they keep on fighting like this and losing in those trade-offs, it's going to be hard for them to recover from the mid to late game potential, because they don't have a marksman. And Corinthians on the other side though, they bring in two.
I agree, and it's gonna be a little difficult. You want the Harith after the Zaman Force drop down, but you can see Hesu going on towards Irvin. And not having a marksman, not having someone that doesn't rely on spells, that doesn't rely on ultimates, might just be a little too much for 9Z Global to handle themselves, because they don't have that DPS when it's needed.
And of course, it's going to take a while since the Harith is kind of suppressed. But Irwin though,
he was off position. Maximum charge pulls him in place, and Upatizi finally on the board.
Everybody is helping Ur to just gain at least a little bit of a momentum, at least a little bit of gold. But trading that off in this moment, it isn't as good of a trade that we've seen so far. Still, again, Corinthians do have that firepower to just go head to head with 9Z Global right now. Even though Flick has a little bit of a mishap here, still can escape though.
Oh my god. That was close, right? That was the setup, the patience, the vision, and yet Corinthians' Flick is able to make it out alive. That just shows the 9Z Global don't have the gold yet. They don't have the items, and it's a 5k gold lead on the side of Corinthians. That just might be the difference maker, because here they go to the top side. Arctic is gonna be the target, and he realizes and doesn't want to give any more advantage away.
And of course, Corinthians say if they can try to suppress and take out those objectives, they definitely could, and they definitely will. Because other than just focusing on a lot of kills, you also need to remember that taking down the turrets is the main goal of this game. So you don't want to lose sight of that neutral objective. And looking at Flick getting all of that turtles, they just want to start a fight right here.
Irvin taking down super low. At the same time, he could go for the Tsunami Slam. Doesn't use it yet. Jesus not going to be the right target. They have the patience to wait it out. Finding it, that's going to be the ultimate opportunity. And that might just set the tone for the entire series.
Plus, Upatizi is starting on farming on the 9Z Globen's jungle. That doesn't look good, especially if you're on a Granger who just wants and love those stacks. And even right now, holding back against 9Z Globen on the fight because that mid turret is all eyes on deck. Jesus?
And I think in that mid turret as well, right, we could see they were trying to defend and Shin was using the lantern, but the range that's there from Upatizi as well as Frost Nave is something that Shin is not able to handle, and that's why you can see below half HP, doesn't want to recall, and now when he goes in for the clear, here you might just see a Death Sonata pop out and then taken down low even more.
And since Flick is on the top playing on that far lane, Arctic and Ur is there, all eyes on deck on trying to find a kill there, but Jesus is just a straight up menace, just standing right there, the opening vision, revealing that 3 players from 9Z Globen is there. But Flick, will he?
Oh my god, no, he's just going for it. They're trying to take blow for blow. Flick is there, but the Flicker coming in as well. He might just go down. Yes, he does. Ur finds the kill. A little too aggressive from Flick. A little too much. They gave them an inch and they got the kill, but look at the rest of Corinthians. You give them an inch and they will take a whole lane. And that bot side has been cleared. Holy defense is propped as well. And now they turn their attention to the Lord.
Okay, all for it, but Jesus here, a good distraction for now. And getting that neutral objective for, oh my goodness, they can afford to just throw their bodies for a good neutral objective take though. I get it for Jesus, but it's kind of a throw for Flick. But since that still works out pretty well, still works out pretty fine, pressure is definitely on for the side of Corinthians since they know their trade-off, since they already know their potential for that. Still, they really need to put on that 3-lane push to just confuse 9Z Globen on how they want to clear it, because right now their main focus is getting that mid-game power spike, which they almost missed a little bit, but now they gotta deal with this Lord and a 2-lane push.
Yeah, they definitely have to. Tier 2 is going to be easily cleared on the top side. Oh, Tsunami Slam not used yet to Irvin, but Flick has already used the electrifying beats, and that should give a little bit of breathing room for 9Z Globe. But meanwhile, the Tier 2 in the mid lane is going to be the one under siege, as 9Z Globe will have to concede that. The damage coming through from Corinthians is way too much. You can see that that's not a poking him out. Holy defense to make sure mid lane stands tall, but you can see both top as well as the bot side, another set of super minion waves crashing in. And I think 9Z Global are content with being able to defend, and Corinthians are content in terms of the push.
No more holy defense, which is good, Flick. Oh, sometimes I look at this Joy and I have a little bit of I skip a beat in my heart because looking at him trying to make good moments from that. Definitely coming into the 11th minute mark, 34 seconds, you can't really throw away those trades like that. Even though Erwin knows that there's 2 people there, but Corinthians, they're just waiting for a patient game. Because you want to get that Lord, you want to get that certain push, but if ever, everyone just wants to try to suppress your Flick. Oh.
Yeah, that's the setup, right? Patience. They're just patient. They need to find the vision just before the collapse happens. And once that does, that might just completely flip this entire game around. And if you ask me, the 6k goal lead is not a lot right now, but it's still something that 9Z Global will have to recover from. Upatizi trying to scout out the bushes. They're trying to contest this purple buff. Jesus is there. He could go down on towards Irvin, but at the same time, you can see he's taken down low, and they take him down indeed. Burst after burst. And now they get their hands on the purple buff. Hide on bush, a little too aggressive. Not sure if you should be there in this position. The rest of 9Z Globant will have to back off. No purple buff, and the Lord could be up at any second.
16 seconds on the clock and marching it down a little bit close to. Everybody's just ready on that area. You want to try to clear out the far lane? Check. divert the attention for 9Z Global to just clear out both sides and even the third if that minion wave ever gets to push in. But Hesu is just eyeing on 9Z Global and finding out ways to just suppress them. And Corinthians got that Lord pretty quickly, I might say. And they are definitely focused to see. Look at that camera angle for all the players. Everybody's just like thinking, what can one do? Gotta be patient for that, because 9Z Global, they gotta bring their A game if they want to defend this.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, 9Z Global not looking comfortable right now. 8k goal lead in the hands of Corinthians. This might just be first game in the hands of Corinthians, because at the moment there's no back and forth going through. It's just one-sided. It could just end it all with this one Lord push.
If they ever could, if ever 9Z Global don't have an answer, don't have a stopper, and you're gonna clear out every single wave, that would be a problem, because that trail lane push is definitely coming in.
Yeah, it's not just about mechanics anymore. It's about decision making and having the heart to do so, because you can see maximum charge comes through. Meanwhile, mid lane, you're dropping those on force. Flick is going through. Meanwhile, the Lord on the top side, 22,000 HP, taking away the inhibitor. Mid lane inhibitors down and out at the same time. 9Z Global have to defend this, but at the same time, Frost and Nave targeting down the base crystal. Arctic taken out so low with the Death Sonata. And now the rest of 9Z Global will back off, but here comes the next set of waves from the mid lane. Shin doesn't have the clear. Irvin goes in for the title strike, doesn't connect yet. And the rest of Corinthians realize that they do not want to push their luck. Man, I'm telling you, we're so deep into game number 1, and it feels like it's the grand finals already. That's how high the stakes are.
And definitely fighting for last spot. It's all eyes on deck.
Oh, you can see at the same time they go through. Crimson Beacon comes out. Irvin able to make it out of harm's way as well. Glorious Pathway a little too late, right? Just a fraction of a second late. Otherwise, that could have been so good for Corinthians. But here is the next set of waves again. Frost and Nave trying to get that, but 9Z Global moving like a unit just to clear one wave, because they know how important it is for them to win game number 1. Because this game number 1 could just be the tone setter for the entire series.
And even looking at the position right now, again, Corinthians, even though they want to play aggressive, even though they want to go run and gun with this draft, they have to have that disciplined play. They have to have that mindset of, okay, I want to win this, but I got to win it safely. I want to set it up correctly, because as you mentioned, Chronos, second game, deal breaker for this best of 7 series. It's not even about endurance. It's a lot of factors coming in, a lot of mind power needed in, because right now Arctic is just coming in.
Oh my god, Flick goes to the back line. Yer drops in Zaman Force, but at the same time, Flick is able to survive. Irvin goes through the title strike, but misses. And now with the Winter Crown, Hesu's able to survive. And I think Corinthians have smelled blood, and now they're hunting for the finish. Will 9Z Global be able to hold? Because you can see Irvin, he's forced to flicker out. He's running away. He's buying time, but walks into a face full of bullets. He's on a killing spree. Opa TZ 3-1-0 on this Granger. Now they get the Lord, and this might just flip the tempo, because one team will walk out with control and the other with a question: how will they be able to defend?
Arctic and Shin is on the area, but I don't think it is a time for them to just try to take away this Lord, because there's no Kalia enabling them, because Luis, Hesu, they're all just going in.
Oh, they baited out the last Insanity. It was really well played, and right now with the Death Sonata, Yur's eating a lot of damage, forced to flicker out as well. Shin is in the front line. I'm not sure if Zushin should be doing that. 9Z Global do not have an answer. Their Lord is going to be marching in soon. There's no inhibitor on the top side, no inhibitor on the mid lane. Bot side might be falling away soon. It's only hanging by a thread. It's taken 5 of them to clear waves away. Are they going to be able to defend this one?
Oh, I think this is a last straight push for Corinthians, because 9Z Global, their solution is to just try to pick someone off, main damage dealer, but so far, no luck yet, even closing in. Luis and Hesu is definitely ready to front everything that 9Z Global is going to throw at them.
Yeah, you can see Arctic right now. He's trying to clear the wave, getting the Lord on the bot side, but you can see Crimson Beacon comes out. Luis goes in with the Glorious Pathway, but Zaman Force is dropped down. You can see Frost and Avenue, Patizi dishing out the damage, and I don't think they want to go for it. They do! And Luis is the first one to fall. The base crystal is taken down super low, but they get a shut down on towards him. And yet Corinthians say no. They take game number 1 in this best of 7 lower bracket finals.
Okay, a good victory secured indeed. Run and gun is definitely the way for Corinthians, as long as they don't slip up, as long as they got their grip in the early game. They got it in their pockets. 9Z Globe, and they want to try to go aggressive against Corinthians. It is one of the solutions that Influence Rage was able to showcase, but on this time they fell short just because of that one purple buff that they tried to take away. It just snowballed after that for Corinthians.
Man, run and gun, baby. I told you they want to go aggressive, and you said the same thing, Way. If Corinthians play aggressive, there's no one that can beat them. And that's why Influence Rage had to flip the script yesterday. They were the ones who were aggressive, and Corinthians didn't see it coming. But here, 9Z Global playing into the hands of Corinthians, and hey, you don't challenge one of the top teams in a playstyle that they like to play. 9Z Global need to change the pace of this series now.
I mean, at this point, if ever they want to go more aggressive, they should. But for me, I think it's little things that you really need to think about. It's their drafts. There's a lot of heroes getting banked out, a lot of signatures and also comfort picks getting taken away. So probably 9Z Global, they really need to probably shift around their compositions later for game number 2 if ever they still want to go head to head and play aggressive against Corinthians.
Yeah, if they need to change their draft, you're right. That's where they gotta be aggressive or not, because this lineup that they have with the Jushin, with the Arctic on this X-Borg, it's really passive on two sides. Yes, you have two aggressive heroes, but two more passive ones and one for the pickoff. So it's not really looking that good for them. So at the same time, I think it just might be a slight bit of a difference maker if they change their draft. You're right, but I'm still looking at the performance that Corinthians had. It was an overall well-rounded game. Everyone just did what they had to do.
I feel like it's because they feel a little bit hungry for blood, hungry for revenge for what happened yesterday. They try to channel in that energy for now. Ending the first game at the 17-minute mark, 48 seconds. Even looking at the emblems, Corinthians, sure, they want to go aggressive, but they do have that safety measure between Heso and also Luis getting that concussive blast, and even some shoes to just go head to head, and they want to roam fast since they don't have that Baksha to just slowly chunk it in and just milk that moment to just try to divert on setting up a faster pace on that. So bringing up the Hilda and also Hylos was just a very good pick for them.
That Hylos just worked out, because I think towards the end you wanted to see the Badang and Gatotkacha come up, right? Because that was the perfect pick for them. It's their comfort pick also. And I think at the same time 9Z Global realized that they do not want to give that away. But guess what? By taking them out, you leave certain other heroes open, which is the Hilda and the Hylos, which gives them even more license to play a little more aggressive. And that's what Corinthians wanted to do, and they got the right draft. 9Z Global just don't have the answer yet. They've been playing, again, I'm going to reiterate, they've been playing in the hands of Corinthians. You're playing a game that Corinthians like to play, and that's not what you want to do. You got to think like Influence Rage. You got to change the pace of the series, change the pace of the game. It's a low kill score game, Vey, 8-7, but it felt so dominating from the side of Corinthians the entire time.
And looking at how they want to try to go aggressive, sure, they can execute that, but you still gotta be careful. There's some boundaries and lines that you don't want to cross over. If ever you do that, there will be a slip up, but thank goodness they were able to recover after that. So if ever setting up the pace for the second game later on a drafting phase, I feel like they still want to right now.
I mean, yeah, you're right. So I think it's just the fact that it could change, it could not, but game number 1 cemented. Corinthians, check, have got that victory. Will they take game number 2 also? That's gonna be the crucial factor, because you and I both agreed on the fact that game number 1 and 2 will be momentum changers. Game number 1, Corinthians. I kind of expected that. They want to come all guns blazing. They want to show that they're the dominant team. They want to show they can play aggressive style. And on the other hand, yes, 9Z Globant got the first loss. Now, will they be able to bounce back in game number 2? Because if they do, then hey, we have a series. If they don't, it might just be cut short.
Well, will the possibility of a clean sweep happen in this lower bracket finals, especially on a best of 7? That's kind of highly unlikely, right? But if ever, at least give a good fight. I want to see that, man.
Yeah, I think at least 9Z Global have got it in them. If not, I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if my prediction is just completely opposite. 9Z Global 4 and Corinthians 1. It could go in that way as well. But the reason why Corinthians won game number 1, hey, right here. 205, Frost Olanawe. Respect coming in from other teams also.
Okay, with a kill participation of 88%. This guy bringing the luck into that game, because right now, looking even at the highlights here, Bolsonaro really was the killing machine, was really the main damage dealer of just like letting that Kimmy flow, even with the maximum charge getting pulled in. He really got a lot of good moments here and there, but at the end of the day, even though we see that Flick tries to make those aggressive plays happen, you can't really close off the possibility that Frost Nave is just always there for him to just like, hey, I'm gonna help you deal that a lot of damage, I'm gonna help you shoot out a lot of bullets, and that is what he did. And I'm actually curious why this Kimmy is let go in the first game.
What did I tell you, man? What did I tell you? You gotta ban out the Kimmy. I expected no Kimmys to come through. They let it through. What are you thinking? 9Z Global, come on. Lower bracket finals. Regular season leaders, right? Regular season table leaders the entire time. They were so dominant, and not like they haven't won before. And they're a super strong team. And correct me if I'm wrong, Vey. Is this a rematch of the upper bracket semi-final? Corinthians 9Z Global?
Bringing in the data. Corinthians and 9Z Global, they already face up each other.
Upper brackets, yes.
9Z Global versus Corinthians. Oh, so far not yet. Because because there so far is Influence, Rage, Infinity, Dream Max. Yeah, it's during this time 9Z Global faced off quite hard actually, even looking at the data right now, because I think this is their first encounter each other, because 9Z Global won 3 match and directly secured 1 placement in the playoff brackets. So they didn't have a chance to meet up with Corinthians. So this is the first encounter ever, and they are trying to secure this in a dominating fashion. This is just amazing.
Hey, bro, like, I thought 9Z Global faced Corinthians. They actually faced Influence, Rage, and lost out to the Rage as Rage went to the upper bracket finals, and Corinthians beat Entity 7 to get there. So, but hey, it's the first time they're facing against each other, and is there a better time? Best of 7, bro. He's all the way. Yes, you're watching MPL LATAM Season 3. We're not having 1, we're not having 2, we're not having 3. Yes, you have a BO3 all the time. Yes, you've seen a BO5. You're at the lower bracket finals tonight. BO7, baby. And game number 1 in the hands of Corinthians, and they still get the blue side. 9Z Global and still stick to the red.
I think for this match, we can call it that both not just hungry of getting that grand final slot, not just hungry about getting that MSC ticket, but also somewhat hungry, wanting to have a little bit of revenge going head to head with Influence Rage. You just want to try to rewrite that story again, because so far, sure, some won, but both technically lost. So this is their chance to, if ever they want that, to get that Cinderella story for 9Z Global and a hot revenge story for Corinthians, because we are in the English. That's of course welcome to everybody who's watching. I'm actually surprised and also happy to see that there are some Southeast Asia people just tuning into our live stream right now, Colonel, supporting these two Filipino imports here in this game.
Hey, of course, you gotta show your pride, right? Filipino pride showing through as well. And now, after all of that comes through, again, man, again, they let it through, Vey. They let it go.
Oh, no.
The Kimmy, again in the hands of Frosonava. It's gotta be a first pick. Oh, no, wait, they don't. They go for a gold lane. Harriet giving the benefit of the doubt to Upatizi. Maybe they want to say, hey, 9Z Global, I call your bluff. I call your bluff, and I know you cannot play this Kimmy. Why? Because they leave that Kalea open, right? Along with the Kalea, so is Hanzo and Suyo.
Yes, it is still open since they banned out the Hayabusa, so it's a definite lock for the Kimmy. And also the Chip, they want fast rotation too. It is a good time for Corinthians to respond if ever they want to bring up the Hilda. But 9C Globant, if that Kimmy is for Shin though, will they bring in that double marksman, composition in this game? Because looking at the history from past games, it didn't work out so well for them.
I know. I was gonna say, hey, double marksman, 9Z Global, not so good, bro. Not so good. It's not looking good for them. I'm not sure if they want to go for it. They've tried it. It has. I think they were the first teams to try it as well, right? Especially on stream, and it didn't really work out in their favor. But on the other side, they have to respect this chip. So Corinthians need to find a way to make it work. And oh my god, what an answer. They get themselves a Fredrin with a Jushin. And on the other side, realizing that the Baxia is left open. This is a key to victory for 9G Global. Baxia is good. Jungle re-XP lane, you gotta figure out. And this might be a 9G Global game.
Mind games, Kronos, mind games. Those are things that they want to try to play it out. They want to try to showcase it. And for me right now, 9Z Global, they want to go as aggressive, not on the damage that we've seen from game number 1, but the rotations. They are going to set the pace for this one. They don't want Corinthians to just want to try to take over, because they learn, they evaluate from what happened in game number 1. So banning off the glue, take away the sustain, even though you have the Kimmy later, or for even if you want to bring out the combination of a carry or a Moskov, it's still a good possibility to pair it up. For the Kimmy though, it's going to be another harder fight. Corinthians, they want to respect hide on bush. You want to close off that Yushin, you want to close off that signature pick. And 9ZG, they sniffed it out. Goodbye Hilda, nobody to chase down now.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be crucial, that nobody's gonna be chased down. But also, I'm not sure if Luis has this pick in his arsenal, right? A Carmilla. Just maybe. Just maybe.
Ooh.
Carmilla could just change it. I think. I mean, I might be thinking in a different fashion, but isn't Carmilla not a bad pick? Meanwhile, that last ban, yes, you heard it right. I know we can't see it. Oh, wait, we can see it. They fixed that. Hey, kudos. But Moskov is that final ban. And I think here, oh, again. Carry last pick, right? I think carry last pick over there. Gatot Kacha here.
Yeah.
Gatot
Carry
Kacha
last pick since they close off the Moskov. Ooh, too much. Too much. But knowing that there's Kimmy and Carry, still can go head to head. Still a possibility.
Yeah. But I think Gatot Kacha is.
But it'll be a longer game. But it's going to be a longer game. Because they ban out the Phobius. Oh, how about a Badang to stop the chip for teleportation?
Oh!
Benedetta?
CC.
For Jesus?
Oh, Kalea was still left.
Oh!
That's aggressive.
Yeah, that's really aggressive.
Aggressive. Aggressive A. B. Aggressive. B. B. Aggressive. B. Aggressive. B. B. Aggressive. That's how Corinthians are doing the entire time. Meanwhile, on the other side, they need a gold laner, and I think Bruno is the one I heard. I know, right?
Yeah.
Bruno is the one they pick up. You're in the
Good.
gold lane. Not going for the carry. They need the range, because if you go for the carry, Kalea, Jushin, Benedetta, not a good time. But I think here the Bruno is forced to use the Purify. And that means easy pickings for Hesu as well as Upatizi.
Oh, of course, this will be a very hot take because it's one of Jesu's favorite heroes, even during the stats in his time from in MPL Philippines in Blacklist at that point, and also TNC. So seeing that signature hero being popped up here in LATAM should be amazing and should be working wonders, because even so, 9Z Global want to bring in that fast rotation. Corinthians definitely want to bring in that aggressive. They are not backing down in this second game.
Hey, after a statement in game number 1, Corinthians have reminded everyone why they made it this far. Aggressive, calculated, and completely in control. But now the question is, can 9Z strike back, or are we gonna witness a lower bracket takeover in real time? Corinthians, 9Z Global, game number 2.
Ooh, and definitely looking at the emblems, they are just hungry for blood. Even looking at the Benedetta and also the Kalea, even though there is that Festival of Blood wanting to try to steal all of that and regain a lot of HP, but only that concussive blast is on the Kalea.
Yeah, you can see they go a little too aggressive. Corinthians have to play as aggressive as they can. They're not wasting any time, putting on some early pressure. No respect given, and 9Z Global say that, hey, you gotta respect us because we can definitely take this game as well.
And Corinthians so far so good, because 9Z Global know they do have that potential of just wanting to try to have an early invade. For 9Z Global, knowing that they are on the box shot, both junglers needs to be funneled down. But looking at the previous games though, 9Z Global did wonders for Hide on Bush to just funnel everything on him. But for team fights though, Corinthians still have the upper hand. So if ever they want to come in and put in that portal, and if ever stun everybody in the midst of it, 9Z Global better do it right, because that change CC is one of the most important things ever for that setup.
And you spoke about chain CC, and you could see that come into play as well. Shin was forced to purify and able to get out. And you're saying it perfectly right way. 9Z Global have to find their footing here early, or this could turn into a snowball just like game number 1.
And you don't want that snowball, even though 9Z Global kind of dictates on where to engage right here.
Tidal Strike comes through. We can see they go for the last Insanity. First blood to take down Flick. And now 9Z Global finally able to demand some respect. They get the turtle as well. Just in the blink of an eye, they just turned it around.
Turning it around, because all eyes on this play right now. Hesu almost gets to get away, but Hide on Bush, eyes hungry.
No eye for an eye. Arctic gets that kill. He gets himself 2 kills. So Arctic is the one that they'll be relying on right now to dish out a lot of damage.
A lot of damage indeed, trying to find ways to gun down Corinthians. So far 2 kills for 9Z Global, but it is a good start. But at the same time, that gold gap is not as far as you think. It's a 1.5 difference. But Corinthians, if ever they want to, they gotta wait for that mid-game power spike, because that is when Upatizi can really shine on that Harith. So looking at the positions right now, 9Z Global, if they want to try to fight, they do have the upper hand in the early game. But if they wait just a little bit more, it is going to be a problem, because Corinthians can definitely rise above that occasion if they hit that mid-game power spike.
Yeah, you're right. And I think Corinthians, though, you can see the confidence in their plays, right? You can see the confidence in their rotation. Every rotation is faster. Every decision is kind of sharper at the same time. Yes, 9Z Global have 2 kills on the board, but those 2 kills kind of come out on a messy fight, if you ask me. Yes, they got one on the turtle pit, one on the bot side, and that is, again, off of a couple of mistakes, couple of overextensions from Corinthians, but still, they have a faster rotation, and now Irvin drops the shortcut as well. Jesus able to make it out alive with the eye for an eye. Electo final blow gets under the turret, and like I was saying, fast rotation and fast decision making in play right there as Luis goes for the Tsunami Slam on towards Arctic, and Frost Lava comes as well with the Crimson Beacon. Last Insanity just to run away.
Okay, a lot of skills getting traded off here, but no kills yet. With that position opening up the shortcut a little bit early, I like the direction, but sadly, you know that Benedetta is not going to be an easy fit because, Luis.
Irvin. Oh, he was just going. I thought he was going to go for a crash course knockup. Didn't use it there. I think Luis went for the title strike, not having the Tsunami Slam, didn't commit, but you can see the pressure on towards Upatizi. 3 men on the top side, 2 marksmen, and 1 tank. A maximum charge already used. The Mind Force just to zone them away, saying that, hey, I'm not afraid to use this. It doesn't matter if I'm low, but you're with the damage right now. He's online, making a 4-man rotation on the top side. Upatizi goes through, and at the same time, Luis using that Tsunami Slam as Irvin's Purifies, baited out, but here comes the shortcut. They get the tier 1 on the top side. Taunt coming to her on towards Irvin. Flick able to survive as well.
Right now, the biggest homework is for Jesus to just try to outmaneuver everybody, if ever avoid that shortcut, which so far Corinthians can do so well. At 9Z Global, they really have to find a good way to just place in to that amazing shortcut in a good position. If ever they cannot, it's going to be a problem because right now all eyes are watching on them. Everybody is looking at Corinthians and also 9Z Global because I'm definitely pretty sure, Kronos, if ever you watch in the YouTube comment section, somebody is enjoying this game with some popcorn. Yotun is tuning in from Influence Rage.
Hey, Otun, nice to see that you're watching in, and yeah, that's what we said yesterday as well. The winning team will get to have a front row seat to the lower bracket finals, and that's what's happening tonight. Big shout out to Otun, and congratulations on getting to the MSC. We love to see you there, and of course, big shout out to Coach Blackjacks as well from there, as Corinthians right now are slowly applying the pressure, right? And it's not just any random pressure, it's not just some random aggression, it's smart pressure coming through. Corinthians are trying to squeeze the life out of 9Z Global, and as Jesus just buying enough time, he sees the rotation coming through from Hiron Bush, making use of the Electo final blow. Last Insanity popped as well from Arctic. I'm not sure if the right position for do so, but here the Lantern are taking a lot of damage. Shortcut drops down as well. Hiron Bush comes into the play, and you can see they go for the Zaman Force, trying to show the damage. Flick here is able to bait out the Firaga armor, goes for the taunt, and now they have to run away because the damage coming out from Yer is way too much. Has to be respected. Jesus comes into the play, but no Electo final blow as they get their control on the turtle pit, but Jesus still standing, and I don't think Corinthians are able to find an answer. 9Z Globans have found their footing.
Okay, pretty good, but Jesus, all eyes on Irwin, trying to taunt a little bit here and there, but you're helping. Whoa.
Whoa.
Sadly, it's getting turned down.
Yeah, bro, was that a petrify just to keep him in place? Jesus like, hey, we need a kill. I'm popping the petrify. It doesn't matter. I don't need my Electo final blow. I need that kill. We need that kill as they got it. And I think that was important for Corinthians to pick it up as well. And you have to give credit to 9Z Global here, right? Corinthians were playing aggressive. They like to put on the pressure, and 9Z Global is trying to slow it down. But Corinthians are breaking through every defense slowly and surely. However, 9Z Global still have about a 3K goal lead in their favor.
Okay, and finding a moment to slow down, taking that moment, they want to try to rethink, reset, or whatever they want to try to discuss on, because we both do have tactical and also technical pauses, and so we gotta wait it out Gotta find some good positioning for them and good mindsets for them, because right now a little bit of a pause, everybody's who's watching. So be patient, and thank you very much for tuning in. And so far here, right now, I feel like this is more on the side of 9Z Globan being aggressive against Corinthians. But at the same time, for me, in my POV, Corinthians just doesn't have that moment yet created for them.
Yeah, I think Corinthians are. You can see the entire time they're still trying to play as aggressive as they can. Like Jesus trying to go on the front foot, Flick is trying to go ahead, trying to get the taunt down. Upatizi is trying to find some sort of way to dish out some damage. Is not there yet. You're right. They're missing that little bit of oomph, and I think that oomph will come through if they're able to at least close in that goal gap from 2.5 to about maybe 1K. Should be good. But however, again, you gotta give credit to 9Z Globan. They know Corinthians like to play aggressive, and guess what they did? They slowed down the pace. Why? They have a Baxia. They say that you want the Fredrin, okay, we get the Baxia. Now we play the game at our pace, and they slowed it down so much that Corinthians are just not able to respond. I think they haven't figured it out yet. However, 9Z Globan found their footing. That is the key factor.
Yeah, it's a good way to try to set it up, because you can definitely see how they want to try to recover from the first game, and so far so good for 9Z Globan, even coming in the 8th minute mark. This is technically on a mid game already, so technically Corinthians can go aggressive because as long as Upatizi hits those levels and hits those items. But looking at the current situation, 9Z Globan is really just suppressing Corinthians down.
Oh, maximum charge comes in. Flick is taking out below half HP. Arctic, he forced Flick to use that retribution. You can see Irvin right now with the conceal play going through with the cross, and they're trying to dish out the damage. Purify instantly after looking at the fact that Luis wanted to go for the Tsunami Slam. But look at Hesu. Yours gonna be the target, taking out below half HP and trying to run away. But meanwhile, on the bot side, Upatizi, Zaman forces drop down. He has nowhere to go. Luis popped the conceal of his own, but just like a ninja that Sakura is, leaving everyone high and dry all the time, runs away after leaving Upatizi for dead.
Good reference. Okay, 9Z Globan though, trying to go into it, but Hesu! Oh my goodness, this is just leaving me on the edge of my seat, looking at how they want to try to play and juke it out, because 9Z Globan, they want that lord, they want that secure push. And even looking at right now, Corinthians, they want to try to divert that attention because Arctic is the main target there.
Arctic is the one that they need to take down, but you can see he already has 2 kills in his pocket, and he's able to tank so much damage. He even has the Brave Smite, and he's taking a lot just to break that Firaga armor. Hesu comes in, and now without the Firaga armor, this could be the play. They go for the title strike, get a 2-man knockup. At the same time, I like the final blow comes in. Yer is down and out. 2 Purifies baited out as well. Hesu's just destroy the back line. Meanwhile, Upatizi, Zaman force one after another, but Shin is untouched. He is doing so much damage. Louise and Hesu down and out. Hide on Bush and Yer, and they get the retribution. Flick gets the Lord as they find Irvin at the same time. Upatizi, he is below quarter of HP, and he still manages to outplay. With the blink of an eye, Corinthians have flipped the script.
They definitely did, because Corinthians, they got that one moment. They got that moment that we've been talking about, that finally got hit by just like that, like on a truck, to be honest. And even with the shortcut opening up from 9Z Globan, it's just not enough, because Flick got that good retribution, got that lord, and this time 9Z Globan is being suppressed. Looking at this position right now.
Oh, Luis. Ooh, Luis. I thought he was going to go for it. He didn't have the flicker. Otherwise, he would have given a brilliant play. And right now, I can see Upatizi trying to make his own. Hide on Bush is helping to clear out the Lord. But right now, Flick here is in the thick of it. Shortcut drops down as well. But at the same time, it comes through Arctic. But with the help of the Lantern Flare, they're able to go out. Meanwhile, Hesu hacking away at the tier 2 in the mid lane. Some macro plays coming through. And we saw the micro coming out at that earlier stage as well. And now look at the goal lead way. It has been turned around. Corinthians right now are playing a near perfect series.
And looking at here is definitely lighting it up for Corinthians and paving that way. Even though they got a little bit of slip up in the early game, still they can go as aggressive as ever. Because looking at the position here, Upatizi, that's the main target. That's the main key focus for Corinthians. And if ever Hesu can just jump into that back line and try to probably get Shin or even Yor, that is a greater combination if ever they want to try to do that. But executing that play, you gotta make that work. You gotta make for that right time, because 9Z Globan, they don't have to always stay reactive. And if ever they do so, this is a game for Corinthians to just take over with it.
If, man, if, buts, maybes, execution though. Hey, Corinthians somehow made it out. They were looking in like a difficult position, but again, patience was the name of the game for them, and they found the opening in the first Lord, completely flipped it, and Flick was able to sustain so much damage, and all thanks to the distraction brought in by Luis, Upatizi, Hesu, and Frostonave. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen the Jushin a lot, but putting in a lot of work, demanding the attention of 9Z Globan. And right now Flick is there, he's trying to bait out a retribution. Oh, he steals away the purple buff as well at the same time. This guy is a walking, talking, moving jungler that has his eyes on every single objective. Meanwhile, Hesu over here has to run away. Electo final blow comes in. Hide on Bush gets that 1.5 second stun with a shield unity. Hesu still able to make it out alive, but meanwhile, you can see at the same time, Tsunami Slime comes through as Irvin goes again. He has the shortcut. He drops it down. Flick secures the Lord, and here comes the rest of 9Z Globan. They want to clap back as they get the maximum charge to pull Flick into place as he might be getting the taunt on towards them, but the last insanity. Make sure Arctic is on a killing spree. They have the Lord, but they will be able to then. Hey, Hesu! He goes for the back line. Upatizi! He finds the opening. Give him a double. He flickers forward. He takes it. Triple! He goes down indeed! But Corinthians are finding answer after answer! Unless 9Z Globan finds a miracle soon, this might be a fast one!
2 players left from 9Z Globan and definitely bringing it on. A hard defense need to be played, but the Lord here is on the mid lane.
Electo final blow to zone them out, but you can see Arctic is still alive. He goes in and he flickers out. He still stays alive. I don't know if they're doing it. Corinthians, man, they're teasing 9Z Globan so much. They're demanding so much from 9Z Globan, and I feel like the only thing on Corinthians' mind right now is they want that grand final rematch. They look like a team that's possessed to make it there.
And pushed back like this isn't a good sight for 9Z Globan. Looking at the in-game equipment items, you have that Sky Piercer for Shin on that Kimmy, but so far it doesn't work wonders yet. It's an investment, yes, but if ever it is flipped against them like Corinthians did in that one moment, this is going to be hard for them to strive to at least keep their heads above water to just clear everything out, because Corinthians is just sniffing out a good moment. Even though Hesu is on the Benedetta, he is definitely bringing in that hot fire against Arctic. burning
no, look at Yer! He's out of position! He was out of position! That was a bait coming through at the same time. Shortcut is dropped down, and Flick is there. Irvin gets taunted, but the Zaman Force is doing too much damage. Frost and Nave has to control. Louise looking for the knockup, doesn't find. Arctic is too tanky. He has immortality, but now without two frontliners and a backliner, 1-on-1 present. I think Flick with the rest of Corinthians are looking, and yes, they are. A knockup comes through, and now they're finding it. Upatizi drops down to Zaman Force looking for hide on Bush, and he gets the kill. Meanwhile, Arctic should be the follow with the electric final blow to zone them out as well. Upatizi pops his immortality. Now on the bot side, they have a wave, and they're trying to end, but here's the maximum charge. Shin is there, being zoned out by Frost and Nave. They're hacking away at the base crystal. They get game number 2 in a dominating fashion. Corinthians are here to take it all.
Victory! A second game secured in the best of 7 series. Corinthians did it again. And looking at this point, we were questioning and thinking how this draft is going to work, how everything is just going to be wrapped up, because 9Z Globan showed with another more aggressive draft going up against Corinthians. But at the end of the day, these two Filipino kings, they found their footing and just flipped everything up and flicked everything at any moment that they can, and which they did. Even though we see the Jesus on the Benedetta is not as tanky as those typical heroes that you've seen him play before, it still worked wonders, and a signature pick, a comfort pick, is definitely the best pick for Corinthians. Rising up above to, for this time and this occasion, a 2-0 is definitely a worthy gameplay up against 9Z Globan.
Man, I'm telling you, Flick pulled on so much work he put in, and so did Upatizi. And at the end of the day, these two Filipinos carrying their pride, and this was the big play, right? That was the big play. He went in, Jesus baited out so much, and then all of a sudden, Yer was caught in no man's land, and not having the flicker over there paid the price. And that's what Corinthians knew. They were like, hey, he has the Purify, we can punish. And that's what they did. They punished, and they punished hard. They didn't need the Lord, they didn't want to wait for it. They got the minion. It was one minion that they needed, and then they just went for that base crystal.
It's so amazing to see. And you keep on saying that I have a sugar rush, I have that giggle moment, but Kronos, I see you're exciting as ever too for today.
I'm telling you, man, it's the adrenaline. It's got me pumped. And just like how Corinthians and Influence Rage, along with 9Z Globan, reached that peak, right? They reached that peak towards the playoff time. Hey, you and I are reaching our peak as well. We're hitting our stride, and then towards the playoff time, you get to see the best from Kronos and Vey as well. Because here are the stats from game number 2.
And a faster game from what we've seen in from game number 1. It ended on the 15th minute and 56th second. Gold lead, I wouldn't say it's too much. It's still on a somewhat of a healthy benefit for that. For Corinthians, of course, around 3K-ish, around that time. But we're talking about those early stages where 9Z Globan gets to take all of that turtle. It was a very clean game for them. No stills whatsoever. But Corinthians, though, because of that one flip, they got two lords up against 9Z Globan. So this is a big problem if ever 9Z Globan couldn't recover from those typical slip-ups. But talking about items, salute to Frost Lanave. Even though he knows that he's on the Chusin, unlike the Kimmy from game before, he brought in that Sky Piercer right in a good time. It's not as kill heavy as you think, but it did work wonders, because we need to remember that flick on the Fredrin, not much flashy plays though, but good last hits, always hitting them, and loving it so far.
Yeah, loving it indeed, man. I'm telling you, he understands the way you gotta play these heroes. Yes, one's got the poke, one's got the control. He loves it all. Frost Lanave, what a way to bring his team and carry them, of course, into a point where he can definitely dish out a lot of damage. And knowing that the dive could come through from Arctic at the same time. And I think Arctic has been doing well on the X-Borg so far. But it's just this double marksman composition from 9Z Globan that has been the bane of their own style of play. And I'm not sure if that's what they gotta go through.
Because leading from the regular season up until today, we've seen like a lot of the play styles that either they shift for a better plan later on, or if ever they just played it so much that they got used to it and they got a better footing on this point. For right now, it starts to shape pretty well from Jesus and also bringing in Flick in this season. But for 9Z Globan though, they really need to find that footing, especially you don't want to miss out on this last day of playoffs. And so far, they got that early, but sadly, it fell short. What can they do, Kronos, if ever they want to take this game number 3?
Just try and play their own comfort game, man. At this point, I'll be honest, they are looking for the snowball. That early game, like you mentioned, they had it in their favor. It's just that slight slip. That Lord Flick was in the thick of it. He got the retribution, and everybody knows that he had the freeze retribution when it snows. And I'm not gonna lie, I think he definitely got that right on point with the taunt. And also Hesu, so versatile with his hero pool. There's no way to choke him out, so you need to target down someone. You need to make someone feel that pain, and I feel like that one has to be Upatizi. Choke that gold lane down. You gotta make sure Upatizi is not able to breathe. The moment he does, he pulls off MVP performances, because I feel like the MVP just might be him. Babe, what do you think?
Agree. I did vote for him too for the second game. And after looking at that triple kill though, Kronos, wow. Even extending it to it. Sure, he did take out a lot of aggro turret damage against him. He couldn't sustain that. But that comeback though, that triple kill though, it just wraps it up so perfectly for game number 2.
Man, it wrapped it up so well. We didn't expect it coming, right? Because you could see Hesu was just waiting. He was just waiting. And then all of a sudden he finds Yer and then goes in, has the damage. But Yer had the wind of nature. And now Hesu's in a difficult position. He tries for the eye for an eye. He didn't get it at the right time. And just when Hesu went down, Upatizi drops that sword and boom, 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 gets the kill. And I thought Yer was able to run out under the turret even, but still flickering forward, and just towards the edge after the immortality was popped, he had the synchro fission, and then just he was slightly within range. Even after the nerf of the Herod, he went down.
Of course, like looking at the area they try to reach in, it was somewhat of a little overextended, but it paid off because getting that triple kill was just sealing the deal, and of course sealing a better deal to whoever's watching here in the English desk. Kronos, you're questioning, what deal do we have for our viewers? What can they get from the stream? Because everybody can get a code to redeem your favorite skins of the day. Here it's KJM57RRCV. This is open for everybody, and everybody, you gotta go to your phones. You gotta grab your phones right now and try to redeem, because Kronos is a sneaky caster right here, because he's trying to redeem that skin before you guys. So don't wait out. Better go and click that. Better redeem that right now, because Kronos, what are you getting? Are you getting ahead?
Oh, bro, I'm trying.
What skin did you get?
I'm trying.
Oh, you're trying. Okay, what skin did you get?
I'm not allowed to say it. Man.
Oh, not yet.
I'm not able to get it. Exceeds the exchange amount. I feel like I've done it too many times. Moonton has seen it, and they're like, you know what they said? They're like, hey, I gotta cut you off, Kronos. We know you've been doing this stuff for a long time. We're not gonna let it happen. And I feel like they got my data. They just cut me off. You know, all they said is you need to cut it, and they just cut me off. I'm not gonna get any of them.
But of course, everybody, since Kronos is kind of cut off from the skins redemption, everybody who wants to tune in and get those skins is the only way. Open up your game, MLBB, just open it up, access your profile in game. Top corner, you click on the configuration engine, and on the bottom, you click on the code and enter box code, and you just enter this skin code right here is KJM57RRCV. So since Kronos is cut off, you guys can get that extra bonus.
You know what? on the bright side, I still have a discount code, right? I still have the discount code to get my diamonds recharged. Kabodoxes.com. You go there and you get the BNX MPL 3. It is that 5% discount while you're at it. Go and get that for yourself, because hey, the premium supply is going on. Naruto skins, MLBB collab. If you don't know where to get that, hey, you can also pop in and download the game, become a Hokage in your rank games. And if I'm not wrong, will we see the QR code pop up? Yes, we do indeed, because that is something that you want to be, a Hokage in your rank games. And again, again, Bonoxes.com, BNX MPL 3. Get that recharge because super fast, super secure. Everyone trusts it. A lot of players do as well. So after that, after you get the skin, after you download the game, after you go get the diamonds and you get the skin, what happens next, right? How do I become a professional
Of course,
player
you gotta join in tournaments. You gotta showcase your skills and your new skins because the path to become a professional starts in community gaming. To who's ever wanting to join in tournaments, if ever you want to try to host your own tournaments, definitely you can go check it out in their website, communitygaming.io.
Wow. I think not just that, but feel like I hear some music in the background because you can see MVP is Upatizi from Corinthians on this Herith. Man, he has been doing so much damage, and this was the winning player, right? He went in, he flickered forward, dashed again, and right towards the end, he got the triple gun. Yeah, this is where they caught Yer out of position, and oh my goodness, that turned the fight around completely. And you know what? While you're at it, Yer was going down and out, and Upatizi got the MVP. While he got the MVP in the game, ladies and gentlemen, you want to be MVP in your photos. You want to be MVP in your photos, and how you be an MVP in your photos? You gotta go and get Techno Cannon 40 series. Why? Because it has that snapshot feature in place that freezes the motion in action, and of course, you get to be MVP in the game and in your photos.
If ever you want to have those amazing highlights as how Upatizi was captured by our lovely producers behind the scenes, they use the Techno Carbon 40 series. But that's why you can slow it down, you can rewind and take a good look at that worthy MVP moment. And lovely to see that everybody is working just well together for today. And so far, so good. It's lighting up for Corinthians, and still it's a best of 7 series, but a 2-game ahead of our friends from 9Z Global. It's a good momentum boost, but if ever, is there a chance for a clean sweep, or will it be a reverse sweep?
I am not sure, bro. It could be reverse sweep, but for it to be a reverse sweep, Corinthians needs to get one more game, right? If they get that 3 games,
True.
that just might be a match point. Match point might be a little difficult to come back from. 9Z Global, if they ever need a change in the tide, now is the time. I think 9Z Global players must be brainstorming, and they're thinking like, okay, what did we do wrong? We got to take a look. We need to find out what was the weakness in our draft. Coach Max definitely has a lot of work ahead of him, because Coach Darkness, hey, he's been getting a 1-up every single time. However, in that previous game, just that previous game, I feel like Coach Max did have a great draft, right? He was able to secure the double marksman, had the Boxia, got the chip. The X-Borg, I wouldn't say it's the best pick, but it works. It works in that particular position. It just came down to the execution, man. That beautiful Lord Steel from Flick just changed the state of the entire game.
Chef's kiss, literally, because he's definitely cooking
Chef
for
Flick.
this. Yeah, chef's kiss. And look at how they want to try to cook up any good moments, cook up any good drafts, because we are definitely waiting for the 3rd game right now. I feel that if ever they want to stay on equal footing, drafting wise, if you ever follow like game number 2, it's still pretty good. And to say that, a little bit of recap before the game starts, you did say those cheese picks starting to become a staple of their pick. And I feel that this X-Borg is a crucial part of that. It either works or not work at the same time. It started out as a cheese pick, but will this be a good solution if ever they want to go up against Corinthians?
Has to be, in a way. I think you're talking about the Boxia, right?
About the Boxia and also the Export.
I mean, Boxia is a great pick. I can't believe I'm saying that. Baxia has been a great pick after yesterday and the day before. So it's working out in their favor. The X-Borg, though, I still feel like it's iffy. I like the idea is for Arctic to be more aggressive, more tanky, and be a little more in the front lines while dishing out the damage and absorbing a lot as well. And he loves to do that with the Phobius. That's the kind of style they're looking for. But here with the X-Borg, you have a Firaga armor, right? Yes, it changes the style a little bit. Yes, you can frontline, you dish out a lot of damage. You're relying on the spell vamp, in fact, to even stay alive. But once that Firaga armor is popped, it's not looking so good for him, is it? And that's what Corinthians did in the previous game. They forced the occasion just to pop that Firaga armor, and once that was gone, there was no possible way for them to try and change the flow or try and capitalize from Arctic, through Arctic rather, in the front lines. And that's when Hide on Bush needed to jump in front. And once Hide on Bush was jumping in front, Yura in the backline was exposed. And once Yura in the backline was exposed, hey, Hesu was just having a free reign all over the backline.
And I mean, there are some moments though, I feel like the X-Borg getting used quite freely, because it's just throwing in that last insanity through the back line. It's either make it or break it. And so far, since you're always aiming at Upatizi on that Harith, it won't be as easy as that. Sure, the last insanity can be a final blow, but in some crucial moments, even after that Lord Steal, it wasn't enough to take Upatizi down. Because you have that Synchro Fission, you have playing on that passive for that extra shield. So if ever, just because of that, I don't think that it's a good pick if you still want to try to force it up again and again in the third or even the next game later. Because Corinthians finally have that solution up against the X-Borg. So if you can't dish out a lot of damage, you can't really take as much too against Corinthians.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to come down to that particular factor. They might not take, they can take one, but taking two was, that's going to be the big key, right? And that's why I didn't vote for 4-2. I voted 4-1. See what I was thinking? I was one step ahead, bro. One step ahead. I could see the future. I could see the future. But I think here, with the way that they've been playing, it just feels like Corinthians are just walking over 9Z Global. And 9Z Global really need to find a way to get the answer. And they're not going to get their hands on the Phobius. They're not going to get their hands on the Louis. They're not going to get their hands on the Yi Sun Shin. So they need to find an answer, and they need to find an answer quick. Otherwise, Coach Max, hey, it's not looking good for Team 9Z Global.
Your team is banning.
Because the third game of the day is popping up on your screen right now for the drafting phase. Again, as you mentioned before, Kronos, they are respecting a lot of comfort picks. And since 9Z Globan's hero pool, sure, it is wide, but mostly it's really targeted on Hide on Bush or even sometimes a Yur. So since those comfort picks or those main heroes that they want to chunk it down, they did. No more Fanny, no more Harith, you gotta respect that. And no Kimmy, no Loi. So far, Chip, if ever they want to ban out, or even the Hayabusa, still a very good pick and still a very good ban if ever they want to just close it out.
No Louis, no
Hanzo.
Kimmy, Hanzo. I don't know. That feels like a cheese strat coming through. But here, I think it's gonna be a Baxia first pick, unless Corinthians ban it out. I can smell a Baxia first pick coming.
If ever they still want to play with that tanky composition, but since then you gotta have that good answer for your and also Shin. Hey, it works well. You bring up the Granger, you bring up the Lunox. The Lunox for me is the deal breaker. If ever they can get that, they should. But Corinthians, they are just waiting for a good moment to just ban out. The last one though, no Phobius. You still gotta respect that for
Respect
Arctic.
band. It's the same too. The Lu Yi, the Phobius that I spoke about, and the only thing, what was the other one?
There are no shortcuts in life.
I forgot what the other one was. Yi Sun Shin.
You gotta respect.
Yi
Oh,
Sun
you should
Shin.
Shin. Yeah, for hide and bush.
Those are the picks they're not gonna get. And I think here, picking up the chip for 9Z Globant, hey, man, this is looking difficult if you're Corinthians already, because that shortcut played a big factor in previous game, right?
It did, as long as they can maintain it though. But this kind of gives the opportunity for Corinthians to get that Baksha, if ever, to just want to try to chunk it, slow down the chip, if ever. Baksha and Hilda, since it's not banned out yet, but it's kind of overkill if you want to lock in 2 frontliners at the early game. So probably Chu Sin, if ever they want to bring it out again for Frost Nave, which is good. Baksha lock it in. This right now, will the Granger be picked up for 9Z Globin? It's a good trade.
I don't think Fredrin is great on 9Z Globin. They gotta go for an assassin. Although if they go for an assassin, I think Joy is the best one. But I don't think Hiron Bush wants to play Joy. I think he wants the Yi Sun Shin here. I'm not gonna be surprised if he gets the Yi Sun Shin right away. Granger is
Signature
a great pick
pick
for 9Z Globant. Granger, Yi Sun Shin. I think even not Yi Sun Shin, they go for the Granger. X-Borg could be something they bring in as well, just so that Arctic has a good time. But I think Granger has to come through here. You can't let that go. You cannot let go that. Oh,
Moskov.
Fredrin.
Moskov,
Nah.
Fredrin.
Nah, what are they doing, bro? I don't.
Right now, looking at the Fredrin pick, I kind of get it, because at least you want to go head to head with the Baksha, both tanky. At least you want to stay on that theme right there. But getting that Moskov means you want to play on that far lane, which kind of differs because you already have the chip if ever you want to try to teleport. And this gives away that Granger danger for Upatizi that we know he can play very well with that. Laning wise, should be in favor of Corinthians, but dragging into the late game, yeah, they sniffed it out. Since you have that, since you still have that theme going on for a tanky jungler, you want to close out the possibility of somebody just chunking everybody down. Since you already have the Moskov, you're not bringing up the carry, you gotta ban out that Lunox. Good counter setup though, banning out the Kalia. The Badong is still leave open if ever Hesu wants to pick it up. Good ban for the Sicilian. Will it be banned out? Badang, Gatot Kacha, either one of them?
Yeah, I think Badang goes out here. Badang has to go because Luis can play Badang as well. It's one of his signature heroes so far in the entire season. And I think here, Luis definitely, they'll be eyeing on the Badang. They'll be eyeing on the Gatot Kacha as well. And I feel like Gatot Kacha is something they are okay. They should be okay letting go of. But still, 9Z Global are debating. Oh no! Yeah, they ban out the Badang, and here comes the Gatot Kacha. And on the other side, who's it gonna be? They can't play the Eve. They gotta play. No way they go for a Vexana, and not in this economy.
Valentina?
They could. Yeah, Valentina is a good shout. I think Valentina could be a great shout for 9Z Global.
Your team is picking.
Hey!
We forgot about the Joy was open.
I thought they're not gonna. I thought this Baksha is in the jungle, like legit. This Baksha is gonna be in the jungle, but they pull off a surprise. Throw this Joy in the jungle. Comfort pick, comfort pick, comfort pick, comfort pick. 4 comfort picks, Corinthians. 9Z Globant.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure if they're in the right spot. They go for the Valentina. Yes. What's gonna be put the cherry on top of the cake? What is it gonna be?
XP. CC? Gatot?
I will choose my own path. Your team is picking.
What's that?
Huh?
An Arlet?
Bro, I don't like this Arlet. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like it at all. You like it?
Setup wise, sure.
Where? Who?
But who can you catch?
That's what I'm saying. Like who? Set up
can
what?
you catch?
What are you trying to set up?
if ever... Okay, right now the most possible target is either the Jusin or the Granger if you can reach it. Because you're definitely not catching Flick on that Joy. So, I think for this one, I give props for 9Z Globen for a creative pick. But Corinthians though, this is more of a solid lineup for this draft.
Bro, what is the Arlot doing there? He feels so out of place. This Arlot feels so out of place, I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like it's just for a setup. But again, it's a matter of execution. If ever you can make the chip work, you gotta make that Arlot work. Because this is dragging bit a little bit back in a few seasons, a few years also with this lineup. But hey, so far, I liked it for Corinthians. But what can they do if ever can they win this for game number 3?
Hey, 2 games down, but the series isn't over. Not by a long shot. In a best of 7, game number 3 is the emotional pivot indeed for both these teams. Corinthians have the chance to tighten that grip and make it match point. But 9Z, they've got one last chance to flip the script before this gets out of reach. We will see that going through. Irvin already poked out so early.
Ooh, and that's a little bit hard knowing the chip though. And even looking at the emblems right now, the Harlot would go for a tank Harlot though. Oh, this is going to be a little bit hard. Even up, you're going head to head with the Baksha. Clearing lane wise is still in the favor of Corinthians so far, but Erwin is still just eyeing on a price if ever they want to start a fight here.
Lethal Wanderer should be the target. Hesu gets a shield unity, forcing Flicker from Shin. And look at that. They are going through with so much aggressiveness. Looking for dominance. Looking for the trio, Corinthians.
And a good start indeed so far. No kills yet, no first blood, but a good resource taken out. No more flicker, so that is out of the equation if ever you want to start in that turtle later, that 2nd minute mark. But in the mid lane though, they really want to try to focus in.
Oh my god, Flick, electrifying beast not used just yet, but Irvin right now takes a lot of damage. Hide on Bush comes through as well. You can see the lantern flare, making sure that the respect has to be paid. Fredrin, I'm not really sure why you would pick a Fredrin against a Jushin. And not just that, an Arlot out of all people against a Baxia. And right now you can see shield unity, and they're paying the price as well. Hide on Bush is low. Hide on Bush goes down. First blood Flick from Corinthians.
Okay, so far so good. And even Flick looking for that turtle objective, which they can get. So no fight so far, because 9Z Globen, it's not a good fight if ever they want to try to pick this one up, because you gotta hit that 4th level power spike. You want to get that first, because if ever a good shortcut can be open, but Shin being targeted here. On the other hand, top lane though, both brutal in both lanes.
Hesu here eats a lot of damage. The taunts come through as well, and they drop down that big long sword. Appraiser's Wrath able to pick up that kill. Frostlnave goes through the Crimson Beacon right now. Luis is there as well in the thick of it with that shortcut, and seems like he will pay the price. Oh wait, what?
A bit far. A bit far. Okay, looking at the moments like that though, it was a little bit off, but still, Corinthians found their good footing. Kronos is just amazed in this amazing MLBB moment, huh? Because it's definitely getting created. Another one zoned out by Corinthians quite well. And even in the mid lane, I feel like they want to try to take over that mid lane control, but so far Corinthians just always gives an answer, always finds a solution, because Shin is having a really hard time even just clearing out the waves, or even for Corinthians to just take over a moment as easy as that.
Yeah, I think Corinthians right now are moving like a dominant team, and they are. They didn't just start strong, but they're finished stronger, and now that's a sign of definitely a seasoned squad. And at the same time, now bringing that to game number 3, the momentum is there. They're adding on the pressure. I'm not sure if the other team will be able to hold out right now.
Okay, good chance, good setup so far, but right now Corinthians, I feel like they would definitely get that turtle right there clearly, because 9Z Global, it's pretty hard to fight and go head to head with a Joy on their Fredrin. Definitely we on the table got swerved, and they got swerved also during the drafts, but right now Hesu eyeing on Arctic, coming in from Erwin.
Oh, shortcut drops down, and all hell breaks loose. Everyone comes through as well. At the same time, the Crimson Beacon is there. 2 of them, and they go for that final slash, but not enough damage to follow up. But they still pay the price. Hesu is alive. Flick is the one that goes down. Hide on bush straight as well. Jungle for jungle as they take away the turtle.
Okay, good, amazing start though. The SOD onto top lane, a little bit of a gamble trying to find out information, but Corinthians still as aggressive as ever. Just find ways to just probably right now you want to rotate up to that gold lane. If ever you can suppress your for a later late game, this is a good start for Corinthians. And so far, even though they aren't winning at kills, but I feel the rotation and the pace is just still set up for Corinthians' favor.
Oh wait, we got the retribution, slow him down. Electrifying beats. Oh, Arctic final slash, and you're right. Who's gonna cast? He's definitely not gonna catch Flick with that Arlot final slash. That's a setup play which worked out in that turtle pit. And will that be the game changer? I'm not really sure, because the pressure is definitely mounting up on towards 9Z Globe, and every single time, every second, every minute that passes feels like they are feeling and bathing in pressure, because Corinthians have 2 games in their hands already. They need this one. They need this one really bad.
Okay, because with that pressure, with that fight that you want to try to put in, Opatizi already get that Sky Piercer, because right now, opening moment, Hesu.
Yeah, Glorious Pathway comes down. They go in with a shortcut as well. Hesu is there eating a lot of the damage, but everyone makes their way. As you can see, they get the final flash. Irvin is taken out low, but at the same time, Hide on Bush goes down. Thanks to that Sonata. Now Flick is in the back line. He goes through as that's a double kill. Give Arctic. And at the same time, Hesu just taunting the entire team of 9Z Global. And Corinthians do not lose a single person in a team fight. And you can see that they needed to commit. They needed to commit to their win conditions, but hesitation has cost them in back-to-back games. And 9Z Global are slowly being cracked open by Corinthians.
Okay, definitely cracked open like a coconut. It's hard, but it's still there. For Corinthians though, right now, hitting a lot of those stat sonatas, coming in a little bit late for Flick, which is also good, playing on that electrifying beats. It's just beating on that same music that 9Z Global couldn't get out of those, basically getting hypnotized by Corinthians right now. So really gotta find a good solution, because sure, again, Arctic and Erwin has a very good combination if they want to try to set up for those fights, but I don't think that they can win against those setups they start, because Corinthians right now still have the upper hand for damage wise.
Man, I'm telling you, you can feel the confidence oozing out of Corinthians, right? Corinthians are winning the draft, they're winning the map, and the mind games at the same time. Every lane they touch turns to gold, and this is what peak form looks like coming through from Corinthians.
Okay, peak it is. As long as they don't slip up, still pretty good, because Yor is definitely dishing out the damage. and slowly chunking it down. But right now, it's just making a moment.
Oh.
Shortcut.
Shortcut comes through. They miss the final slash. Little Patizzi flickers out of harm's way, and the taunt is there to keep Louise in the team fight. But the glorious pathway to slow them down. Hesu comes through as well with the shield unity, and now Frost now with the Crimson Beacon, and the rest of 90 Globant are being sandwiched right now. Skewered, and 90 Globant will have to run away, but not without paying a price. Irvin is the first one to fall. They're looking for another. Arctic is taken down low. He goes down. Killing spree in the hands of Upatizi with that Death Sonata, and 90 Globant running like a wounded animal. Tail stuck between their legs. The Corinthians are dominating game number 3 as well.
And looking at this position right now, this is so far looking pretty good for Corinthians. A good lineup and even a chance to take match point on this series today. With getting that Lord so easily as that, 9Z Global, they have to find a way for somehow, some way to just stop what is Corinthians doing. And they cannot start a lot of fights because marching into mid to late game, it's only all in the hands of Ur. If ever the setup fails, this is just going to be bad for 9Z Global.
Upatizi is doing so much damage on this Granger. 3-1 and 0. Why would you give him the Granger danger? He is poking from far. He has the range, and there's no way for 9Z Global to do anything. And you can see the desperation started to creep in. Right in the previous fight, we saw it from 9Z Global. They forced fights, making risky calls. Why? Because they're running out of time, and Corinthians can feel it. Frost, and now it pops that recall. Shin uses the IMU to take it away. Corinthians is Hesu in the back line. They're trying to sandwich them in the tier 2 as well, but they are able to get the clear. Lord is marching down the bot side. Vey, will they be able to defend?
Okay, it's going to be a little bit hard knowing that you have the high ground defense though for Arctic, but I don't think the damage is enough because Corinthians are coming in guns blazing with Upatizi shotting that Sonata on this point.
Yeah, they have the holy defense to take down the Lord on the bot side. Tier 2 is going to be the target in the mid lane, and look at the fast pace and how it's going down. At this point, feels like 9Z Goblin are just trying to survive under this heavy pressure coming through from Corinthians. As you can see, the glorious path to slow them down. Flick is there. He doesn't want to go through. Ur with the SOD connects, but I don't think they're going through. But meanwhile, the back line, shortcut comes down. All hell breaks loose, and at the same time, Shin is going on towards Upatizi. Arctic is there as well, but he finds the outplay. He gets the kill. Meanwhile, he gets shut down at the same time. He goes for the final slash Frost, and now he's able to survive. The Lantern is doing so much work. Hesu is buying time, and now here comes Flick. He goes through with the electrifying beats, but Hide on Bush is standing in the front lines, protecting his teammates. 9Z Global are not out yet.
Okay, with a lot of resources getting dished out as much as that, you gotta pull it up in order, which is good. A good teleportation, a good defensive play from 9Z Global, but still Corinthians though, at that call, I am pretty sure they still want to play discipline, but at the same time, there is that moment to fight. And Hesu was still jungling on that point. I feel like Corinthians, they even though they can really go aggressive on this play, they wanna get that lore first. At least you get that safety. So since you have that safety net, it kind of gives a better chance for them to just push in straight. Because at that bottom lane, just one flick is enough to get that turret. Because right now, Flick, target. Oh no!
Wait, he misses the final slash. He misses the final slash. He went for the flicker as well. 5 seconds left for the Lord right now. Arctic, the big playmaker on the side of 9Z Global, doesn't have that big playmaking skill. He doesn't have the big playmaking ability with that flicker as well. That spell is not going to be online. Meanwhile, Irvin flickers forward. He goes on towards Upatizi, and here comes the rest of 9Z Global, but at the same time, they melt him down. And now they're going for the clapback, but Yur's taking out low. Hessel's in the back line. Spear of Misery to push them away. They get that big appraiser's wrath, but in the meantime, Flick is just moving down and out. Luis survives, and now he's doing the Ring of Punishment to make sure they take down Hide on Bush. Rosanave with the Lantern doing so much damage, buying so much time. Hide on Bush is down and out. Arctic right now goes through as well, and he will fall down. Flick is there trying to get the Lord. Corinthians, every single time. This is the 3rd game in a row where their shot calling has been immaculate post the Lord.
Of course, that one moment changes everything. 9Z Globen though, they have to defend this. If it's not, Corinthians can take a match point indeed. Lord is definitely marching from the bot side. Corinthians, they are chunking it down from the top. No one is clearing down at the bottom lane. They're just letting it free first. But right now, pressure on from mid and top. Marching in for Hesu and just Flick coming in a little bit late. It's looking good for Corinthians.
Man, I'm telling you, they're not out of the series yet, 9Z Globen, but they're running out of lifelines at the moment. And you can see they come through as well. Everything is dropped down, but at the same time, the shortcut is there. But Highland Bush gets melted down. No one's touching Upatizi. Arctic is in the back line, but it's a double kill in his hands. That's Sonata's doing too much for them to deal with. Shin trying to buy time. He's looking for the triple. He gets it, but the SOD connects. The winter crowd comes through as well. Yer finds the kill. Flick takes it back. 4 down and out. Irvin's the only one left standing, but there are no minions for them to defend. Flick is taken down low, and he has the electrifying beats, and now with a wave present, seems like they're able to get the wipeout. Corinthians, they're not playing to win anymore. They're playing to finish off 9Z Globant.
Wipeout was the last hit for Corinthians, which they did so well and secured it in a little fashionably late, coming in for that. And looking at the highlights for this time, a good first blood from Flick. Corinthians, they play a little bit slow this time, but that slow was just hitting so many good points, canceling out Arctic's final slash, canceling out that Appraiser's Wrath, and even up until the end, no shortcut was able to overtake what Corinthians already set it up, because they were able to just bait out a lot of resource skills from 9Z Global, and even that good swerve in the drafting phase just gives it a clear go that Corinthians is taking this game by storm.
Man, I'm telling you, taking it by storm, taking it by force, call it whatever you want. Corinthians just want to finish it all. They don't want to win, they want to dominate. They want to move into the grand finals off of a clean sweep, and it could just happen because 9Z Globen at the moment, they forced so many fights. They were desperate. They were really eyeing for it, but unable to realize that they're playing in the hands of Corinthians the entire time.
And in this position, if ever you're pressured as much as like this, Corinthians, all they need to do is just like come in, clear everything out, which they did in this series of a push. Sure, I have to give it to 9Z Global. Yor was just playing a lot of moves, just dishing out a lot of damage as a last resource for all of it. If ever he gets to take down Flick, I'm pretty sure 9Z Global was just able to defend it all. But since then, no more Moskov, it was just Irwin by himself. Even that shortcut wasn't enough to stun everybody. And since you have that extra tankiness and extra layer for that, well, up until the end, it was pretty hard for 9Z Global to win.
9Z Global, man, they're not out of the series, but they're running out of lifelines. It's gone away. We are at what is a possible sweep from Corinthians in the lower bracket finals. And what a way to bring that through as well. What a game. It was not even back and forth. Slightly, yes, but every single time you're looking for some fights, you're just thinking, what is this Arlot doing there? Because that's what I've been asking myself. Arctic, he got one good final slash, and that's the only fight that 9Z Global won.
And with the 8.3 gold lead that Corinthians created, again, this time, for this match specifically, I don't think that it is a very early snowball potential coming in without the gold lead and everything. I feel like it's just because of one moment, that one crucial moment just turns everything around, and which we've seen from game number 1 even up until 3. They did, and they managed to do so well. And for now, only Ubatizi securing on that Sky Piercer, which did wonders to a good investment for the Granger getting that 7th kill. And Flick though, moment and timing was just impeccable. Coming in late with guns blazing is just basically the theme right here. Corinthians did take it all, and they did it in a good sweep for 3-0 for today's match.
Dominance. Brazilians versus Argentinians. The Brazilians are smiling. And you know what, Vey? I'm not gonna lie. The 50-50 from the audience, not looking 50-50 now, is it?
Yeah, after 3 games, this is a hard comeback if ever 9Z Globen wants to take back 1 point at least, or even 2. Or a potential clean sweep is up for grabs for Corinthians right now. But if ever it is a reverse sweep, this is a very hard recovery for 9Z Globen's journey for today's match. Even so, it is a best of 7 series. Anything could happen, but so far it doesn't look very light for them if they want to try to take back of that fighting against Corinthians.
I don't know if they're gonna take it back. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like it's gonna be like a 4-0 sweep with the way that they've been drafting, the way that they've been playing, pull out on the R lot. I mean, that's just desperate, man. That's just desperate. Like, there's so many other picks. There were other picks. There were definitely other picks, so I don't see why they don't go for it. Like, it's there, and I mean, it's not looking good, 9Z Global. I'm gonna be honest, like, you're not giving us anything to see the bright side, because there are 2 sides to a coin, man. There's definitely something there on 9Z Global as well. When are we gonna see it? Is it really at that point where you need the Fanny, you need the Yisun Shin, and if you don't get it, it doesn't work? Don't tell me that's what 9Z Global are.
Because I feel like at this time, getting creative isn't really the hardest talking point for either one of them. Because sure, you can try it out here and there, but the trial and error so far from what we've seen days before, even probably behind the scenes that we don't know about their scrims, it's just giving out a lot of possibilities. They still want to keep trying, but at this point, it is already their last lifeline. I feel like they want to try to be secure. They want to pick up good heroes like Ubatizi right here with the MVP of the game, Noxus, taking that Granger just straight away was just a good call because it was basically given to him.
Oh my god, Ubatizi, man, this guy MVP performance. He was crazy on the Harriet, and he was even more crazy on the Granger. These are highlights, of course, in game number 2 where we saw him dominate. Meanwhile, in game number 3, bro went crazy with this Granger.
Okay, even leading up to the last one though, he was dishing out a lot of damage here and there from the Granger, which did wonders. But for me, the most crucial talking point was this hero was given as easy as that to them. Basically, it was a done get-go from the early, and even during the drafting phase, it was a crucial point right here. By paper though, 60% of the win is determined by the draft, and so far 9Z Global, they gotta step up that game. They gotta bring in that A game because this is their last lifeline. Chronos, oh my goodness, I don't know if I'm ready to see one of their teams going home for today.
Hey man, you're scared about seeing one of the teams and you're not ready to see one of the teams go home today, but I'm excited to see one of the teams going to the MSC. That's how it's gonna be. And hey, looks like we have reached 6K, and that means we're dropping 8 18,000 diamonds right now. That sounds so sweet.
Ooh, goodness gracious. And a PC, it's a peak concurrent viewer. A PCV, sorry, viewer V. And if ever everybody wants diamonds here, you can tune in also at the Brazilian stream because they are dropping down a lot of diamonds. Hey, a lot of codes for today. In the English desk, you get skins, you get discounts. In the Brazilian and also Espanol stream, you get 18,000 diamonds. So all up for grabs. If ever you want to stay here, of course you can. But go grab those diamonds first and then come back right here because we are definitely getting ready for the fourth game draft of the day. And since this can be a possibility of a closing game, a closing series game for today, Kronos, any wishes, any heroes that you would like to see pop up for last game?
Man.
Or probably not.
You know what? At this point, let 9Z Global play that Eastern Shin. Let them go down with a fighting chance. And if you ask me, I still don't think Corinthians are gonna do that. They want to make a dominant move into the finals. Why? Because they want the momentum. They want that extra bit of confidence. They want to go in saying that, hey, you know what? Okay, Influence Rage, you beat us. But we're coming back. Revenge, rematch, and rematch is looking much stronger. But first, they still have to win game number 4. Once they do that, then they will make their way. So they have to still go through 9Z Globant as the draft has already begun, folks.
Okay, no Fanny, no Harith, no Loyi. I would actually really like to see the Phobius, if ever given to 9Z Global. But if it falls into the hands of Jesus, it could probably be a closing game for today. But since then, 9Z Global prefers to ban off the Tsusin, which means the chip is so wide open. If ever Corinthians want to give that up, or they still want to prioritize banning out that Phobius like the previous games before to really just suppress Arctic on finding a good moment for 9Z Global.
Your team is picking.
Yeah, I think, hey, it's the same bans for Corinthians, and this is what they had to do in the previous game. Take that first pick Boxia. Finally, they've understood. Feels like, this is what I said previous game, right, Bay? They need to go for the first pick Boxia. Now Corinthians, slightly difficult position. What did they do? Did they go for the Granger? Yes, it's a great pick. What else is left open? Do you want to go for the Assassin just yet? Maybe you wait. I think they lock in the Granger. Take also probably... the jungle. Yeah, has to be. That's the Granger. Maybe...
Your team is
that Kalea? Was the Kalea left open still?
Yes, so far it's still left open. I don't know if it's picked up or not. We're going to wait on that a little bit. Yes, confirmed already. Wow, okay, even though you have the Boxia, even though you have the fast rotation, probably a little bit of a mind game to see that if this Boxia is going to be on an EXP lane or a jungle. But if ever you want to pick up a good marksman, you can get a Moskov or an Irithel right now locking in. Will Arctic get a Hilda? At least there's a stopper for the Kalia?
Irithel, March is not.
I literally invented
Chip is still left open.
Chip.
So, yeah. Then Chip being picked up. Irithel.
Gatot Kaca? Padang?
Yeah, I think they gotta go for one of those, right? But jungle. Jungle.
Joy, Suyo, Hayabusa. All wide open.
Joy, man. You can't let it go through.
Flick is really comfortable with that.
Joy.
Or
get that Joy.
Fanny.
Payback. Your team is banning.
But a Farsha. Ooh.
Frostanave, man. Signature hero.
Falling apart.
No Yisun Shin.
You're respecting that Yisun Shin. Yeah, you gotta plan it out. So this just leaves Hide on Bush. Kinda confirms it's on a Boxia, but still a possibility if ever they want to
Your team is banning.
pivot it to the EXP, but a Joy getting picked off. Good call. I feel like this Farsha does wonders for Corinthians. You, at least if ever there is a shortcut getting opened up, you can reposition and still hit the back line. So Irithel, you gotta be careful with that hit.
Your team is banning.
Hayabusa.
Your team is
You were saying, and then they're out of there.
Hanzo.
Hanzo taken off.
Suyo.
Joy already
Suyo.
gone off the table. What's left? Fredrin.
Suyo.
Fanny's already out. Suyo's the only one left. I don't think they're gonna pick the Suyo. They're probably gonna leave that till the end. But they can still flex this box hit EXP. So what are they gonna go with?
Yeah.
I think Suyo is a safe pick here. But
Suyo, if ever they want to reveal that first, because basically there's no rush. There is a chance it's flex for the box shot, but probably not. But if they want to go for safety, knowing that they can want to try to set things up, a Badang or Gatot Kacha should be good here. But a Fredrin getting picked up, they still want to go head to head with that fighter, the fighter tanky jungles. Last two picks for Nicey Global. What can be fun?
Gatot Kacha, man. It's just there. Just go
Is
for
it
it.
too much?
Nah, Gatot Kacha Yves. Just go for it.
Whoa. Good setup, good setup. But that just leaves the Irithel for being the main damage dealer there. But you wanna go head to head
Not
with
bad.
the Farsha. You wanna have you wanna have range. Good to pick up the Sicilian. But I feel that this export pick is just going to be a little bit hard to execute up against Corinthians. Sure, I get it. You can burn down the Fredrin, but you're facing a lot heavy artillery heroes like the Granger and also the Farsha with range. So it's just kind of hard for now. I really like a Badang here for Hesu for the setup right here to see up against 9Z Globan.
Yeah, I think here
The
Benedetta,
spirit
man.
blooms.
The back line.
Benedetta.
Nah, man. They were lacking a little bit more. They were lacking that dive. They got the dive. This is so good. This is so good for Corinthians. 9Z Globan. I don't see it still. You're relying so much on like a late game, like ultra late game at this point. Even then, there's a threat coming in from the Benedetta.
A little bit super
They might
late
be
game,
looking at
but
a 4-0.
yeah, there might be potential to see it is a 4-0, but of course we will confirm later in after watching game number 4, because jumping in we'll see two types of drafts here. Corinthians still want to go aggressive, a good dive-in composition, a good front line, a good front to back. Or 9Z Global though, they can create the moments, they can melt down everybody in their way, but ultra late game is their solution. But can they hold on or can they not?
Hey, it's match point for Corinthians. 3 straight wins, 3 straight shutdowns from shaky starts to dominant finishes. That they've looked unstoppable. But this is the final test for 9Z. Backed against the wall, they need to dig deeper than ever to stay alive.
And staying alive on their last lifeline. Corinthians are looking light pretty good right now.
They were
opening.
They were so aggressive. Hesu, what was he doing there? That was a predicted, calculated play.
It was a very good opening to see jumping in, because Luis is definitely not slowing down on finding moments. Because right now, Shin. Almost taken out again.
This is not looking good, right? They want the Sicilian to farm up as much as they can, and so far it's not looking good. Corinthians are just one game away from completing their revenge arc and marching into the grand finals. But 9Z, man, they're not just fighting for a game. They're fighting for respect. They're fighting for pride and for the right to say they never went down easy. But right now, the way it's going about feels like it's too easy for Corinthians just to take it one step at a time, dismantling them. Appraises Wrath, the drop down, the taunt comes through. Frost Navi gets the kill, and now they find another. This is a dominant display coming in from Corinthians.
Oh, dominant display indeed. A kill under 2 minutes. And I think for now, all eyes want to try to suppress Upatizi, but no one can suppress Flick at the same time. No portal yet, no shortcut yet, so it's going to be a little bit hard. But since everybody is just busy on top and also getting jungles, a clean first hurdle taken away by Corinthians just as fast as that.
Yeah, so fast, so calculated. And now you can see a feathered airstrike to zone them away at the same time. Corinthians are moving like a unit. Corinthians are moving as dominant as ever. They have no answer coming through, and you can see Shin is just being forced down so much by Hesu. He's not letting him breathe. Meanwhile, on the top side, here comes the Tsunami Slam from Luis on Hide on Bush, just to make sure he survives as well. On the bot side, though, Hesu taken down low, and Arctic is there, just being a pain.
Okay, and of course, Arctic, he's just trying to survive in the laning phase because you're going head to head with Hesu on that Vendetta, so it's going to be a bit problem, but suppressing in the middle is just so far working pretty good for Corinthians.
Oh man, I'm telling you, every adjustment is spot on from Corinthians. It feels like, it looks like they figured out the entire playbook. And Corinthians are just dominant. Look at it's an Irithel that's losing to a Granger in the lane 1v1. This is an all-time high in terms of confidence for Corinthians.
And which is starting to look pretty good, knowing that this is their closing game. You don't want to slip that up. You don't want to mess that up, because if you do, this kind of gives another breather for 9Z Global to just take over on this moment. But right now, though, Corinthians, they are hungry for blood. Even setting up for that second turtle coming in, securing that pixel boost already. This is just zoned way too much for 9Z Global, and it is not a good fight if ever they want to try to force it out of them. Because right now, it's a clean turtle. If ever you want to try to suppress Upatizi, you can. That is one of the solutions if ever they want to have a good trade-off.
Yeah, and I think right now you can see, oh wait, Corinthians, Hesu comes through as well. Hiran Bush is trying to go out with the shield unity, and he is able to make it out. They have to use so much just to get away. Corinthians, man, I'm telling you, they found that killer instinct, and they're not letting go of like 9Z Global at all. Oh,
so far it's a good start. Oof, just to zone it out, but goodness gracious!
Oh my god, Hesu is there. He goes through as well, able to survive. Petrify comes through, and he still gets taken out.
Okay, pretty good there for the shortcut. Corinthians, though, right now they're just looking hungry to take a turret down because no more gold shield. But okay, Arctic a little bit scary there. 1v2.
No, man, I'm not sure what's Arctic doing. He's frog armor taken down. Feathered airstrike comes through. No flicker as well. Praises Rat drops down, and Flick gets himself another kill. Meanwhile, on the top side, it's 2v3. Look at Opatizi dishing out the damage. They get Luis, even though he used that Tsunami Slam. But look at Hesu. He's been threatening Shin, and Shin is not allowed to breathe at all.
And looking so good push down at the bottom lane because Arctic needs to go back, needs to be at the death timer and even clear it out. Objective wise, Corinthians are doing it so well. And 9Z Global, what can they trade at this point if they are still pushed back like this?
Man, it's not even about reverse sweeping at this point, right? For 9Z Global, it's about stopping this bleeding. They're bleeding all over. Corinthians are just exposing every single wound that 9Z Global have.
And which they are doing so in a cool, fashionably way, because Corinthians, they don't want to give this up. Getting that turtle is a good sign, and I feel like this is a clean turtle, but if ever Erwin wants to try to invade.
Oh, they go for the shortcut as well. At the same time, Hiron Bush gets caught in the Tsunami Slam. Flicks drop down the Appraiser's Wrath, but here comes Arctic. He has the last insanity to shell of damage, but you can see Upatizi taking out low. Bat's Feast is doing quite a lot. Shin is there. At the same time, you can see Hesu tries to go further the back line. Electofile Bro being used, but he's doing so much damage. He finds one. He finds two. Make that 3 and 4. It's a maniac. Hiron Bush runs away. He rolls out. Hesu is online. A lower bracket finals in MPL LATAM Season 3. He does it. He does it all!
He really did it all for this one. Even Upatizi getting the turtle without the Lord, yet a good chance to just push everything away, but not the ending, of course, because so far right now, 9Z Globa, they cannot catch anyone from Corinthians so far. And if this keeps on going, this is a match point given to Corinthians to just win it all in a clean sweep.
Hey, Chimao are looking so good right now. The way they're playing, the way they're moving. I'm not sure if 9Z have what it takes. They're moving like a unit. This is looking like a team that can win the grand finals. And the way they're doing it with such style as well. Corinthians is so good. 8-3 the kill score. 3K goal lead ahead. 8 minutes in. Chimao are looking strong. Feather Airstrike to zone them out as well.
Okay, still good by Erwin opening up the shortcut right there.
Oh, at the same time, you can see a lot of damage comes through. Arctic goes in at the same time in the backline. Hesu, he is just garnering their attention, demanding for it right now with that Electo final blow. This was an opportunity for 9Z Globan to turn the tide, but instantly, Hesu saying that I'm still alive, you cannot do that. And now they focus down on towards Arctic. There is no Firog armor. And there's no possible way for them to even beat Corinthians at this point. Every single team fight, it's like threading a needle, trying to find a needle in the haystack. 9Z Globan are not able to do it.
Ooh, it's getting harder and harder. Indeed, that goal gap even up until almost 4K, which is pretty good and pretty healthy right now. And wow, Corinthians suppressing 9Z Globan so well, and even no moment was able to be opened by Erwin, and which doesn't look so well right now. And even Corinthians getting a lot of items racked up, and you did say it, Kronos. Hesu might carry at this point because Erwin is just finding a good opening right there.
Oh yeah, and they find it indeed. Feather Strike comes through, but at the same time, Shortcut is there, and they get that Tsunami Slam down. But meanwhile, Arctic's zoning away Frost and Ave, but nobody's touching Upatizi. He has the damage. Look at him. Hesu's garnering so much attention. They're making a sandwich out of the entirety of 9Z Globan, and they take down Irvin, and now looking for Yer. He eats a lot of damage. Upatizi is online, and now Shin has the range, but he doesn't. Upatizi flicker forward. He has that Sonata. He finds a triple, and they're looking for the other. Everyone is down and out. Arctic had to go back to the base. Chimao are just stupidly crazy at this point.
Okay, and right now for Corinthians, they are just looking for a good finish, looking for to steal the deal with the BOD, get it, but get purchased by Upatizi. At the same time, you have that Oracle to just sustain everything. Luis trying to push in, and a 3-lane push getting played out by Corinthians. They definitely can't afford to just one straight push with this Lord marching on top, buying good time right now. Corinthians, slowly but surely, is just chunking every way down.
They're chunking them down, all right. You can see the Feather Airstrike is just zoning them away. Corinthians are just one step away, man. They're dancing their way into the grand finals. And now is just one more step that they need to take. And you can see Flick is there. He gets a Tauntaun towards Arctic as well. Only defense on the bot side. They're trying to do a lot of damage, but at the same time, Shin is the back line. He drops down that big Zaman, that big Appraiser's Wrath. And now in the back line with the shortcut, they make the play. They find Frost on Ave as Hesu goes in. But at the same time, they lose Yer. And now now looking for hide on Bush. He needs to hide indeed. Upatizi gets the triple. Give him the Maniac already. Shin is going through. He's down and out. And that's a Maniac in the hands of Upatizi. He is the god in the goal lane for the region of LATAM. And now looking for the Savage. But at the same time, Corinthians are looking to take it all and end it. And now with the cannon minion standing tall, they go through. He is looking for the last Insanity, but he's not to survive any longer. Upatizi is legendary. At the same time, a clean, clinical, complete domination. Corinthians storm through with a 4-0 sweep and punch their ticket to the grand finals. And not just that, no doubts, no hesitation. This is just pure championship hunger coming in from Chimao as they go through. And now from the lower bracket to the biggest stage, they are back where they belong.
4-0, a victory for Corinthians. Indeed, a clean sweep, as we mentioned right now. And highlights for today. Right now, Corinthians, they are looking for revenge. They are hungry up against Team Influence Rage later after this break. And right now, they prove that they are worthy of that last grand final spot. They are worthy, and they are definitely MSC ready, as we've seen and also interviewed from from Hesu and also both Flick. They are coming back strong because yesterday was just a wake-up call for them to have a clean sweep today. A harder fight from the lower bracket finals, but this doesn't stop them for still securing a grand final replay on what happened yesterday.
Hey man, 4 games, 0 doubts. Corinthians steamroll their way into the grand finals. The Chimo have spoken a statement sweep. And the chants are echoing across the region by Corinthians.
And right now, the Corinthians pretty good. They stand tall, they stand strong, and they stand lethal with that last Maniac. And a great wipeout to stand out that Corinthians know that they can dominate against 9Z Globant. And sadly for today, we have to see our top team of the regular season to go home and refresh. And definitely, we are ready to wait for them for the next season, our MPL LATAM Season 4. Once again, congratulations for Corinthians. And thank you so much for 9Z Global for putting up a great fight for today. Kurdos, what's with that vision that you've seen?
Man,
wow.
I'm
today.
telling you, I'm glad that 9Z Globant were able to push them to the limits in the last game as well, but it just felt like it was completely one-sided. Look at that, 17-5 was the score, and look at the way that it went through, man. I told you, Corinthians can pull off a 4-0 upset. I voted 4-1. I just thought 9Z Globant might get one game, giving them the benefit of the doubt. But the way they moved through, Upatizi is looking absolutely monstrous in the goal lane. Flick was a dominating factor in the jungle. And Hesu, man. Hesu. I think he was the MVP for this one. But still, Upatizi just stole the spotlight from him.
I agree with you. A lot of plays that we look at that 8 assists. On the other hand, Upatizi though, he did come in with that Maniac. Either way, still MVP of our hearts. I really like MVP for Hesu, to be honest. He got a lot of moments, and as you mentioned before, he did rise to the occasion and even secured a win, a W for Corinthians. But Upatizi though, that moment of setting up for that that Maniac, actually not even a triple, was just so great. Even looking at damage dealt, turret damage, and even total heal, right now it's pretty looking good for Corinthians. And I feel after this it's a good momentum boost, because next one they are facing another higher mountain, another standard being set up for MPL LATAM Season 3. They are facing Influence Rage.
Hey, it's the rematch. It is the rematch to keep them alive. I'm telling you, bro. They came in from the upper bracket from a heartbreak loss, right? And guess what? They came to the lower bracket with nothing but believing in themselves, with the belief that they could make it. And now, after a flawless 4-0, Chimo are heading to the grand finals. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I believe I am. By Corinthians, the dream is still alive for them.
Still alive indeed, because next at the grand finals we will see and witness another best of 7 series just like today, but it's going to be a harder fight up against Influence Rage and also Corinthians. So if ever who's watching right now, you are witnessing greatness from MPL LATAM Season 3. We are witnessing 2 people securing spots for the MSC slots later on. But before that, though, we still have grand finals later in the 7th of June. To who's ever watching right now, grab your popcorns, grab your seats, because we have a little bit of break before grand finals. But I'm pretty sure that's a good refreshment for both sides of these teams to just like think and strategize before grand finals.
Bro, forget about the grand finals. Did you see the way they dismantled 9Z Global, man? How? They did it from the get-go. First blood, mid lane, Petrify, Hesu. In the mid game and in towards the mid game, they were losing out, but still made it through. How? They had Flick. And then every time they were looking like they were in a difficult position, Luis is okay to let them go. And then all of a sudden, Frost Lanave is just zoning them out with the Feathered Airstrike. And then this guy, the god in the gold lane for the LATAM region so far, MVP by Monox's Upatizi, gets himself a Maniac. 803, he flickered forward on a Granger. I don't know how you do that. He just did that and got the Maniac.
And definitely a good investment on the Skypiercer, plus an early BOD, knowing that he wants to dominate and he can, even looking at the golds right now. But today though, Upatizi really found a way to just clean everything up, to just clean every moment you're just going to find here and there. And Upatizi did it very well with this MVP worthy of a gameplay of a Granger. And this is definitely a Granger danger for right now. A failed Savage though, but still a clean wipeout for Corinthians.
Wipeout, ticket, passport, stamp, it's all ready. And then they're gonna get their ticket to the MSC. Only a matter of time till we find out, is it going to be for the main stage or is it going to be for the wild card, right? That is going to be the most important factor to see if it could come through. And I think right now they're looking for that revenge match. That's the biggest question, right, Vey? You think they're gonna get their revenge? Because I'll be honest, you and I both thought Corinthians were the ones who are gonna go into the finals from the upper bracket. We both know that. And Influence Rage was just able to outdraft Corinthians. And hopefully it just changes right now. And maybe that shook Coach Darkness a little bit. And now moving into the grand finals, they might just come out with a lot more to think about.
So still, they gotta pick up their pace. It's basically facing Influence Rage. They had a little hiccup yesterday, but they are able to rise up against 9Z Global. But the question is, can they rise against Influence Rage? Because we are tuning in a little bit later for a special interview with Hesu from Corinthians, especially from the English desk. But before that though, if ever our viewers want to have a question here and there, you can of course type it out. If ever we can slip it in, we can. And even right now, I feel like this is an amazing boost for Corinthians. Sure, they fell short yesterday, but today though, that's pretty good. That's a sight to see.
You know what else is a sight to see, man? I'm telling you, you want to look MVP in your photos. I'm not trying to. I'm telling you right away. That's a sight to see. We saw how Upatizi was like. You know, he's just standing there the entire time. How he got to be that? Because he got the MVP in the game. But he was also MVP in his photos. You know why? Because of the new Techno Cannon 40 series. Because it freezes the action in motion. And with the new snapshot feature, you gotta get that because you get to be MVP in the game and then MVP in your photos.
A good pose indeed for today. And after all, you have an amazing phone. You have an amazing way to capture in that special moment. But where can you get those moments, Kronos, if you want to play out with your friends?
Hey man, you gotta go to communitygaming.io. What does that do? It definitely helps you on the path to becoming a professional. Why? Because they have a lot of solutions, the automated payment solutions, and everything related to games they cater to, especially MLBB. So make sure if you want to get there, get to communitygaming.io right now. Because why? Because I mean, it doesn't matter which country you're from, you just want to make sure you're there. Look at the 2 Filipino imports that came through for Corinthians. They pulled up, they said buy Corinthians, and then all of a sudden, hey, boom, they get their tickets to the MSC. But before they go to the MSC, Faye, you know that they need to get the skins. And how do they get the skins?
Oh, of course, you gotta top it up at Vonasus.com because that's the only way to get a 5% discount. It's just special for you guys with a special code BNXMPL3 because it's only available in this season. And since we are already at playoffs day number 5, no more playoffs, guys. So you technically only have 1 week to redeem that. And it is a good automated payment solution for everybody to just want to top up, grab those diamonds, and plus you got a good discount. So technically you can buy more if you want. So go ahead and check it out at Vonasus.com.
And while but to do all of that stuff, first of all, you gotta have the game, guys. If you don't have the game, I don't know what you're thinking about. What are you talking about? MLBB next Naruto collab coming through. Become the Hokage of your ranked games with the new skins. Of course, make sure you go and check it out right there by scanning that QR code. And while we're at it, hey, Vey, I'm telling you, the winners, Corinthians. Bye, Corinthians, man. The Chimao made it all. The Chimo made it there.
Chibo made it there. Yeah. Nice to see. Of course, sharing a lot of hearts and sharing a lot of love all the way from Brazil. Let's welcome Jesus for his winning interview moment. Hello, Jesus.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Wow.
Hello.
Welcome to our interview again. Hello, nice to see you. How do you feel about this clean sweep for today?
I feel very happy, but I don't feel contented. I want the championship.
Hey, bro, I'm telling you.
Not yet.
We've been calling your revenge arc the entire time. It's time to get that redemption, right? I felt it when you guys had that loss to Influence Rage. I think you guys felt it too. Did you just think about the direct grand finals and like 9Z Globan? Yes, you have to go through them, but was your mind on the grand finals, or were you looking at, okay, we need to beat 9Z Globan first?
As a team, we always look on who's our enemy first, and we just try our best to focus on who's the enemy first. After we win, we can think about the next stage. Yes.
So the little steps also matters. And can we have a little bit of a sneak peek, if ever you can try to open up and tell us a little bit of a story? What happened yesterday? What went through your minds, and how do you recover after yesterday?
Yesterday, Influence Rage played well, and I cannot say any excuses, but yesterday they only played better than us. That's why they win. And we took that not as a loss, but we took that as an lesson. So hopefully we can come back and get our revenge.
Amen. Sweet revenge. But you know what else is sweeter, Hesu? That ticket, right?
What?
Your passport already has the stamp for Malaysia, if I'm not wrong, and then you have stamp for Brazil. Now time for Riyadh.
Ken, let's go.
Yeah.
Bye Corinthians.
Let's go.
Bye Corinthians, let's go. Yeah, exactly.
Let's
But you
go.
know what?
I love that energy.
But while that happened, you know what, Hesu? Talk to us. One thing, I'm telling you, man, that Benedetta. Oof, that maniac. Oh, how did you do it? What was on your mind at that time? What was the shot call?
Actually, I'm surprised also that I got the maniac. I cannot say anything. I'm surprised also, bro.
Wow. At that and
Wow.
at the same time, you're like your first blood, right? The first blood in the mid lane when the Sicilian walked up and then you had the petrify. Was that something you practiced or you're just like, hey, you know what? Let's go mid lane because I feel like they might make this mistake and you put the pressure early. Was that like what was the thought there? At least that was not surprising, right? That was planned.
I think if I say our plan, coach will be mad at me. So I think it's a secret.
Still a good secret to keep because Influence Rage is watching also, so good shout out for them. But seeing that you have your energy ready, seeing you're loving and a good hype for now, is there anything that you want to say for Influence Rage and also the viewers tuning in to just support you?
For the viewers, thank you for always supporting us, and don't just keep supporting us, and we will try our best to give you good results. And for Influence Rage, good luck on our match and have fun.
You missed the last part. Come on.
Good luck
Why
and have fun.
Corinthians?
Bye Corinthians!
Exactly. Let's go. Congratulations, Hesu.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations to Corinthians, not just to make it to the grand finals of MPL LATAM Season 3. The Chimao have made it. Chimo have made it to the MSC, right? Just one more step and you're in that main stage, and you know it's a big step, and not just in your career, in the careers of Flick, and of course for the fans, like you said it. And congratulations, big shout out, of course, to you guys. And hey, I'm just waiting for that big show, man. The grand finals. Are you excited to see all the fans and just soak it all in and feel the Brazilian love?
Yeah, I'm super excited, and I hope all the Corinthians fans, not just the Corinthians Esports, but the Corinthians football, please support us.
That's why I like it, man. That's why I love it. Chimo, let's go.
And of course, sending love to everyone here at Mahal Kita for the Filipinos and also for the Brazilians on the team. Thank you so much for this interview, Hesu, and for your time. Also, have a good rest because you're going up against Influence Rage next week.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh my God, bro. I'm telling you, even he didn't know that he got a maniac, because at that moment it was a very sudden thing, right? Because he went for the Electro Final Blow and the turtle, eye for an eye, and then all of a sudden everyone's low in that spot. All he had to do was skill one, and boom, he just got so many kills. Perfectly played. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, they are the winners of your lower bracket finals. And now, the only two teams remaining have already cemented their place for the MSC in Riyadh, the mid-season cup, of course. And that's Influence Rage after winning the upper bracket finals. And now, Corinthians going through that lower bracket finals. The grand final stage has been set, mate. We called it a long time ago.
A replay, technically, and loving to see the top three, as we called it, and week number 4. loving the picks. Some are having rocky starts, some have a roller coaster start, some even have a Cinderella story, but at the end of the day, it is still Influence Rage versus Corinthians, and I really can't wait to see what will happen later in the grand finals, because today was just an exciting clean sweep. We didn't expect that. We voted for 1, but we still have our hearts for Corinthians for today.
And not just that for today. What else happened for today is, of course, a lot of viewers tuned in, a lot of sponsor shoutouts were done, and at the same time, a lot of giveaways are coming your way. We gave away one code. We got another code coming up right now. Drum roll. Boom, there it is. And then it disappeared. Why? Because it got only 1 second to redeem it. Oh, wait, never mind. We bring it back again because we're nice people. We want to make sure you get the code. I tried so many times. Apparently, Moonton just cut me off of that and I can't do it anymore. So, hey, lucky for you guys can redeem the code. So get that skin. KND0XB RCV. Oh, nice.
That's a 0, guys, not an O, or not a capital O, of course, too. So who's ever watching right now, go ahead, have a lovely skin for you to redeem. First come, first serve. And wait, comment down below if ever you found it's one of your favorite skins. There's a Juan, there's a Benedetta, there's a Franco for any special MPL skins. But hey, if ever you're lucky, since we are at the Naruto week, could it be possible to get a Naruto skin from this? It'll be interesting though.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, from this, you're dreaming, bro. You're dreaming. Because if you want that, you gotta go and get the BNX MPL 3 5% discount. Bonoxid.com. I'm telling you again, guys, you gotta get that discount, all right? So make sure you use that to get that 5% discount for diamonds on Bonoxid.com, indeed. But this code, however, you get a skin. It could be Juan, it could be Benedetta, it could be Franco. Who knows?
Still, there's some certainty in that discount code, and there's definitely some certainty for our viewers to see that skin code redeemed. So don't forget to just check it out. It's always so available in the game, so you can redeem it by in-game, of course. So don't forget to miss it out.
Yeah, and while we're at it, why not tell people how to become a professional player also? The path to being a professional, you gotta go to communitygaming.io. Just make sure you go and do it. Why? They have a one-stop shop for everything, especially for MLBB. So make sure you go check them out. It's the path to becoming a professional starts in communitygaming.io. So go there right now.
Okay, so good right now, knowing that there's a tournament place for you to showcase your skills, showcase your skins, and hey, you gotta pose there, Kronos. You better capture that quickly. And how do you capture that? Only with the Techno Carbon 40 series, like Upatizi, like Kronos. Gotta be the MVP in the game, gotta be the MVP in your photos. Only with this phone, you can capture everything as smooth as possible.
Well, I'm telling you, bro, that guy got a nice pose. He got a lot of tattoos on as well, and it looks really killer. When I do it, I just look like a salesman. But yeah, door-to-door sales. Go stand up creepily. Hey, do you want that 5% discount? You know what? Bonoxis.com. Hey, you want to be on the path to a professional player? CommunityGaming.io. Nah, I know what you want. You want to look MVP in your photos. Techno Canon 40 series. That's what you need. So you can look like what's easy when he does this.
Pretty good shout out for all of these. Again, once again, thank you for our sponsor supporting MPL LATAM Season 3. And we are at the end of the day, and we are at the end of playoff weeks. So throughout the whole season, and so thank you for the support. Other than our sponsors, to all of our viewers also in the English just tuning in. Everybody stayed up late. Some even didn't sleep just to watch Corinthians play, and some were just excited and ecstatic to see what happens in MPL LATAM, because of course you want to scout out before MSC. So it is definitely a pleasure to cast for you guys. Me on Des, I'm Faye, and also Kronos helping out.
Exactly. You got to follow our socials, man. We bring you such crazy games indeed. So make sure to check us out. G_Chronos for me. It's Avey here for Avey. And while we are here, while you're doing that, hey, you want to look at the predictions? I'm probably still last place. I said 4-1, man. Oh, only Enrique got it right. He moves ahead. He moves ahead.
My goodness, Enrique.
He'll move ahead, man. I'm still in last place now. Sheesh.
We technically have 1 point though, because yeah, we guessed the correct team right now.
1 point ain't getting me nowhere, bro.
Congrats, Enrique, though. Congrats, Enrique, on this prediction standings.
I ain't getting nowhere. I ain't getting nowhere with that 1 point. I gotta win the grand finals.
We still have grand finals. Don't worry, Kronos. We still have grand finals.
Man, I'm telling you, look, what happens in the grand finals is, even if I get 4 points, right? I know for a fact Enrique will probably get 1 point, right? So it'll still be 28-28. I'm still gonna be last. It's cemented. Just like how Influence Rage and Corinthians have made it to the MSC, I'm still gonna be last, bro. My place is cemented as well.
Pretty cool to see for today's predictions. As of course, it is a very fun day to see. And congrats, Enrique, of getting a 4-0. I thought of a 4-0, but I'm contemplating on a 4-1. I want that benefit of the doubt, though.
I was doing the same thing.
Right, man? Yeah, I even
was thinking
slept
like
on
4-0,
it.
but it's like, nah, 4-1. 4-1, I think.
So it's still pretty good. I slept on it because like I didn't wanna like rush into that picking, but it's still a very fun day to see. And right now though, at the end of the day, Kronos, are you satisfied seeing this clean sweep?
At the end of the day, it's night, man. I'm telling you, right now, wherever their fans are, they're definitely looking to party tonight because both their teams are going to the MSC. At least enjoy themselves for a bit. And with the lower bracket conquered, the rivals silenced, only one mountain remains. Corinthians, Chimo are heading to the grand finals, and trust us, you don't want to miss what comes next. By Corinthians, will we see them at the top against Influence Rage? The Ragers, they want to keep their win streak. They want to make sure that that one series they conquered against Chimo was not just luck. They prepared for it, and now they have to prepare for it again because this next one is a best of 7.
It won't be an easy thing, and I don't think that it will be a clean sweep though for either one of these teams. So it's a best of 7 series. It'll be a full-blown fight. It'll be an exciting match to see because both are ready for MSC after these grand finals match for next week. And waiting in for 7th of June, don't forget to tune it in because it will still be me and Kronos on the English desk.
Yeah, and of course, with all of that took place today, yesterday, this entire weekend, the stage is set. The battles have been fought, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone is down and out. Only 2 teams remained. Those are the legends that have risen from the shadows. They have risen amongst the rest, and only one more chapter. One more chapter is remaining, and we're talking about that best of 7. Chimo marches forward to the grand finals, and will Influence Rage stay there? You know, that's the most important part, because at the moment, if you ask me, man, I feel like that might just go all the way. 7-game series.
Let it be fun, huh? Let it be fun.
Gotta be, man.
4-3 is, if it's your call, which team, Corinthians or Influence Rage?
Man, I know Coach Blackjacks. I don't want to do him dirty, to be honest. And Coach Blackjacks is amazing. Like I said, I've been following from a long time. I've really been following Coach Blackjacks from a long time. I've seen his work. He is an amazing coach. Big shout out to him. And but I think I've taken an interview of him as well, if I'm not wrong. I don't remember. So, but why Corinthians? Their game is so entertaining, man. I just love watching their game. You can see, like, they make it fun to watch. They make it fun to cast. They make it fun for the audience. Also, everything is good, but sometimes the boring games are the ones you need the most to get that best of 7 wins, right?
Of course, it's interesting to see again best of 7 for grand finals. Can't wait to see it. It's still with Influence Rage versus Corinthians.
Influence Rage versus Corinthians. We're saying it again. A rematch, a revenge match, a redemption arc. Call it whatever you want. A replay of what happened last time. It's the upper bracket finals being replayed in the grand finals. Again, we called it. That could have been a grand finals worthy match. And guess what? It is a grand finals worthy match because it's going to happen at the 7th of June, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be Influence Rage, like they said, against the Corinthians. And this is going to be absolutely electric. Mobile Legends Bang Bang MPL LATAM Season 3. It is a banger. We're going out with a bang indeed, because it is Mobile Legends Bang Bang that is on the board. And hey, big shout out to sponsors once again: Bonoxis, Community Gaming, and Techno Camont 40 series. And at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, while you can, make sure you give us a follow as well on our social. G_Kronos for me, and it's Vey here for Vey. And
don't forget,
all of that,
get out.
Kronos out.
We are done for playoffs day number 5. Of course, it's a very lovely day to end a clean sweep. FB, Faye, and also Kronos signing out from the English desk. Goodbye, everybody.